West Virginia. In the 5 spot, the shortstop, number 6, Justin Akal, a righty-righty, 5'10", 175-pound junior out of Frederick Community College, hometown of Frederick, Maryland. In the 6th spot, the right fielder, number 27, Brady Drawball, righty-righty, 6'1", 195-pound senior out of Mount St. Mary's University, hometown of Lovettsville, Virginia. In the 7th spot in left field, number 21, Braden Kesey, righty-righty, 6'2", 225-pound sophomore out of the University of St. Mary, hometown of Monahans, Texas. In the 8th spot, the third baseman, number 55, Wyatt Miles, a righty-righty, 5'10", 185-pound freshman out of Shepherd College, hometown of Waterford, Virginia. In the 9th spot, doing the catching at number 30, Jose Torres, righty-righty, 5'9", 190-pound sophomore out of San Jacinto College North, hometown of Doral, Florida. And on the mound this evening for the Cannons is a righty, number 10, Brooks Capel, 6'6", 225-pound junior out of Stephen F. Austin State University, hometown of Gunter, Texas. The Cannons come into this evening's game as 7-11 with a 1-game win under their belt. Their last 10 have been 5-5. Their previous game coming off of an 8-6 win over the Express. That was on, today's Monday. So it was on Saturday. Previous games lost to the River Bandits on Friday the 24th. Before that was a win against the River Bandits on Tuesday the 21st, and the Tom Sox taking, I believe it was a doubleheader for them, the second game out of that being a loss 2-1. Their next 3 games will be spent, 2 of them on the 28th, which is tomorrow, Tuesday, against the Covington Lumberjacks at Fireman's Field, before taking on the Winchester Royals on Wednesday at Jim Barnett Park in Winchester. The Cannons coming into this game with a team combined batting average of .248. The most games a player has appeared in for the Cannons is 18 out of 592 at-bats. 96 runs have scored, 147 hits have been recorded, as well as 10 home runs, 80 RBIs, 79 walks, 181 strikeouts for the team. Again, the starting pitcher for the Cannons this evening is Brooks Capel. Has appeared in 3 games and started in 2 of the 3. He's pitched 9 complete innings, given up 11 hits, 3 runs, all 3 being earned, 7 walks, 12 strikeouts, and sits 1-0 on the season for a total ERA of 3.0. In the meantime, the batting leaders for the Cannons coming into this game, Ryan Guida leading things off with a .417 batting average on the season. Following him in second place is Justin Akal with a .313. Madillac in third, who is not, or my apologies, is on my roster, Bear Madillac with a .289, and Brady Drawball rounding in fourth with a .271. In the home run column for the Cannons, Cullen Horowitz leading things off with 3, and there's a 3-way tie according to Point Streak's top 4 with 1 home run is Justin Akal, Brady Drawball, and Mikey Brinton. Also leading off in the RBI slot is Horowitz with 12. Strickland rounding things out. Dylan Strickland rounding things out with 12. McKinney rounding things out in third, with 7. That is Ryan McKinney. And rounding things out in fourth is Akal with 6. Pitching leaders Joe Vogatsky with 2 wins on the season. And a 3-way tie in second is Micah Earwood, Agye Kinchet, and the starting pitcher this evening, Brooks Capel. So he's looking for win number 2 on the season to tie for first with the wins on the season. Tyler Muscar leading things off on the strikeout column for the Cannons, coming into this game with 25 on the season. Vogatsky coming in a 2-way tie at second with 18. Tying him is Rocco Reed. Again, both Vogatsky and Reed have 18 strikeouts on the season. And rounding in third is DJ Burke with 17. Coming in first in the ERA column will be Jarvis Evans Jr. with a 0 ERA. Following him is Vygotsky with an 0.83. Kinnichet coming in third with a 129, and Muscar rounding things out in fourth with a 159 batting average coming into this game. Again, the starting pitcher for the Cannons coming into this game, Capel, sitting currently at a 3.0 ERA, so not very far from the top four, but certainly not one of the best that the Purceville will have coming into this game, or at least best ERAs coming into this evening's game. We take a sideline here on the Front Row Cardinals Radio Network, reminding you to show up on 4th of July weekend. Do you have any plans? If not, come spend them at Bing Crosby Stadium for 4th of July weekend. Cardinals have 3 games out of 2 days that weekend. Saturday, July 2nd, the Cardinals will host the Winchester Royals at 7 o'clock. And on Sunday is the game that really matters, that the Cardinals really want you to come to out of that weekend, but they would like for you to come to both. But if you can't, at least try to make it on Sunday the 3rd for a doubleheader against Harrisonburg at 4:30 and 7 o'clock. And there's a little birdie telling me that if you stay until the second game ends, you might see some fireworks at the end of it. They're approximating around 9:10, 9:20 is when the fireworks show will go on in celebration of our nation's Independence Day, which will come up this time next week on Monday. And again, we would like to wish you a very happy and a very early happy 4th of July. And again, a reminder, come on out if you have no plans for that weekend, as the Cardinals will have games all lined up for that weekend, all for your enjoyment and all for fun. We return to you on the Front Row Cardinals Radio Network right after these messages.
What makes a place great? Is it an incredible landscape, unique in the world, carved over the eons into rolling mountains and gentle valleys? Is it the rivers that sing and shout and flow into breathtaking chasms? Is it the trails that lead over hills and to the edges of beautiful views? Is it the natural places and things, big and small, and the outdoor places that people have enjoyed for generations? Or is it the people themselves? The people who've turned this land into an inviting refuge for art and culture and festivals and celebrations of all the things that make life great. The people who make food grown fresh and served with creativity and care, who make wine and beer and donuts from scratch. People who have shown travelers from all over the world all of the things there are to do and see and experience. What if greatness wasn't one of these things, or even a few of these things, but all of them together?
This message is brought to you by Warren County Government. Do you have plans for the 4th of July? Are you going to be in the town of Front Royal? What better way to spend your 4th of July weekend at Bing Crosby Stadium? The Front Royal Cardinals will host the Winchester Royals on Saturday, July 2nd at 7 p.m. The Cardinals will then host the Harrisonburg Turks in doubleheader action on Sunday, July 3rd at 4:30 and 7 o'clock. Make sure you're attending the game against the Harrisonburg Turks as we honor all of our hometown heroes, and we'll have fireworks following the second game. Sunday's doubleheader is presented to you by Cedarville Rowing Club, the town of Front Royal, and Lindsay Chevrolet. Tune in to the Front Royal Cardinals Radio Network 25 minutes before game time for pregame coverage of both games. Happy 4th of July, and go Cardinals!
The Knights of Columbus, Catholic men building a bridge back to faith. There's much work to be done in this world. Good work, necessary work. And that's what the Knights do every day. Assisting the sick and disabled, protecting those who can't protect themselves. Whether they are next door or halfway around the world, this is the journey we are on, our path. We do it to be better husbands, fathers, sons, neighbors, and Catholics. We invest our time, our effort, and our resources into our values: charity, unity, fraternity, patriotism. We come from many places and backgrounds and stages in our lives, but we are all of one faith. It's one thing to say who you are, it's another to live it, to put your values into action. That's what we do at the Knights of Columbus. That's who we are.
It was a code 10, hard water again. Worst part is Claire was unaware.
Hey, Culligan, our water makes my skin and hair feel like I'm 90.
Okay, are you 90?
I'm not.
Okay, secondly, how do you feel about high-efficiency water softeners from Culligan Water?
What?
And thirdly, how do you feel about smoother skin and luxurious hair?
Goodly. I feel very good about that.
That's the power of water. Stay soft, right?
You stay soft.
Good water doesn't just come to you. Oh, wait. In this case, yes, it does.
And we welcome you back to Bing Crosby Stadium, where we return to you for the pregame show. It's the Purceville Cannons versus the Front Royal Cardinals here in Bing Crosby Stadium for a opening day rematch here on Monday night, June 27th. In the previous segment, we went over the Purceville Cannons starting lineup and stats coming into the game. Now it is the Front Royal Cardinals starting lineups and pregame stats that we just got just a moment ago. And taking over that will be my partner, Matthew Wiseman.
Hello, all, and good evening. And tonight, the Cardinals starting lineup facing the Purceville Cannons will lead off with catcher Brody Popple, a switch-hitting catcher, right-handed thrower, 5'11", 188, a sophomore from Florida A&M, hometown of Tallahassee, Florida. Hitting in the two-hole shortstop tonight will be Trent Jeffcoat. He's 6 foot, 175 pounds, a senior out of University of West Florida from Pensacola, Florida. He is a lefty hitter, righty thrower. Hitting third, playing first base tonight, the senior out of Longwood University, hometown of South Chesterfield, Virginia, Drew Camp. Standing 6'2", 190 pounds, and a righty. Cleaning up tonight for the Cardinals is going to be the right fielder, Dallas Height. He's a righty, 6'2", 205. Senior from Penn State Harrisburg, hometown of Lilly, Pennsylvania. Hitting fifth, playing second base tonight will be Riley Frost. He's a righty, 6'1", 185 pounds, hometown of Roswell, Georgia. He is going into his sophomore year at the University of North Georgia. Hitting sixth, DHing tonight is Carlton Harper, left-handed hitter, right-handed thrower, 6 foot, 200 pounds, senior out of LIU Post, hometown of Canton, Michigan. Hitting seventh, playing third base tonight will be Brennan Chisholm, senior from Canisius College, 5'10", 170 pounds, hometown of North Catham, Massachusetts. Hitting eighth tonight, playing center field will be Drew Bristow, righty, 5'9", 175 pounds. He's a senior out of the University of North Carolina, Asheville, hometown of Cicero, New York. Finally, leading out the lineup tonight, a new player for the Front Royal Cardinals, J.R. London. He's a left fielder. He's a righty, 5'8", 160 pounds. He's a senior out of South Georgia College, hometown of Eden, Georgia. And tonight for the Front Royal Cardinals on the mound will be the lefty, 6'4", 225-pound Bryce Fisher, junior out of the University of North Carolina, Asheville, hometown of Kings Mountain, North Carolina. The Cardinals come into this game with a total batting average of .228. That's out of 20 games. They've scored 94 runs on 71 RBIs. And they look to improve on the last game as they have lost 6 in a row, for putting their record to now 6-14. They're 2-8 in their last 10 games. They dropped their last game against the Waynesboro Generals. They dropped a doubleheader, 9-6 in the second game, 11-1 in the first game. Their next game will be against the Strasburg Express in Strasburg at First Bank Park. That will be in 2 days, which is Wednesday at 7 p.m. The Cardinals are, again, 6.5 games back and 6-14 as of right now, looking to snap a 6-game losing streak. The hitting leaders is JoJo Jackson, standing at first with a .393 average. 304 is Carlton Harper. Standing third is Trent Jeffcoat and with a 303 average, and with a 300 average will be Noah Carter. Leading the home runs is Dallas Height, hitting his third home run just the other night while on the road. JoJo Jackson has 2, Jack Hay has 1, Henry Novicki has 0, as well as every other player on the team. Dallas Height has 13 RBIs, which leads the team. 9 RBIs is Jack Hay. Tied with 6 RBIs is JoJo Jackson and Drew Camp. For the pitchers, Sam Huff is coming into the game, tied with Zeus Ponder, Grant Adams, and Justin Reebok with 1 win. Bryce Fisher has 18 strikeouts, which leads the team, and he looks to improve on that tonight as he's on the bump. Grant Adams has 17 strikeouts, Kevin Warnock with 15, as well as Schultz with 15 as well. And finally, with leading in ERA for the Cardinals is Jack Casa with a 3.71 ERA. Sean Munoz has a 3.86. Tonight's starter, Bryce Fisher, has a 4.77, and Michael Schultz coming into this game with a 5.23 ERA. And on the mound tonight will be Bryce Fisher, as mentioned previously, with 17 innings pitched, 40 games in total. He has 9 earned runs against him and 10 runs total, and that is a 4.76 ERA. So we will turn to the national anthem after completing the lineups for tonight. We hope to see you guys at first pitch at 7 p.m.
They will soon be joining the players on the field.
Overlooking the scenic Shenandoah River in a lovely sylvan setting, our campus.
Who knows, we might have a future front row Cardinal or professional baseball player in this group. And now would you all please rise and please remove your hats as we honor our nation with the singing of our national anthem by the Once in a While Singers from St. John's Church. The group is led by Chris McMahon.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Rolling up the first.
A tie ball game thanks to Dallas
Hey, that's pop to Riley Frost at short. The play at first will be bounced, but in time. What a play from 6 to 3 into center. Looks to be playable. Connor Frost coming home. The Cardinals win it. Riley Frost with the walk-off for Connor.
Get ready for it. Get ready for it. Yeah, this is it. Go!
Indeed, this is it. Cannons versus Cardinals here in opening day rematch here on June 27th, Monday evening baseball here from Bing Crosby Stadium. We welcome you in. If you're just joining us, first pitch is underway in just a couple of moments as the starting pitcher, Bryce Fisher, that rolls off the tongue beautifully, will finish warming up here in just a moment. In the meantime, the Cannons will call up Mikey Brenton to lead things off here for the Cannons. Brenton coming into this evening's game. I don't have any stats on him. Yes, I do. There he is. With a .268 batting average, 17 games he's appeared in. Out of 56 at-bats, he's hit 12 times. He's been a part of 12 runs. 15 times he's hit. Struck out 15 times. Walked 5. And again, his ERA coming into this evening's game is .268. We are set and ready here to start Monday Night Baseball here from Bing Crosby Stadium as the starting pitcher Bryce Fisher steps on the rubber. Mikey Brennan, the leadoff batter for the Cannons, will step into the left-hand batter's box. And here comes the first pitch. That one will go down the strike zone. Strike 1. It is 0-1 to start things off here for Mikey Brenton and plate appearance number 1 on the evening. Again, Brenton coming into this game 15 for 56. That is a .267 batting average. A home run and 6 RBIs is on the count for him as he faces strike 2 on the next one.
Yeah, and something I look forward to here today for Bryce Fisher is he has 12 walks and 18 strikeouts. So he does strike more people out than he does walk, but that is still a high strikeout rate. So hoping to keep that down as he fired the first 2 over first strike. And then Brenton takes for the 0-2 outside for 1 and 2. Bryce deals and is fouled back. So hopefully Bryce can be a huge start for the Cardinals as they look to break a 6-game losing streak. Now their record 6 and 14. So they've been outscored 44-21 in their past 4 games. So hoping to pick that up as Bryce Fisher deals the 1-2 and swing and a miss. So swinging right over that slider and heading back to the dugout is Mikey Brenton. And coming up to the dish is going to be Dylan Strickland, the second baseman tonight. So hopefully Bryce can continue this hot start for the rest of the night.
Strickland coming into this game with a .258 batting average on 17 games he's appeared in. He's hit 17 times out of 66 at-bats, scored 9 runs, 12 RBIs, and struck out 6 times on the season. In the meantime, the first one misses, ball 1. Count is 1-0 to start things off here for Strickland and plate appearance number 1. 1-0 comes. That one's down the strike zone. Strike 1 is the call. 1 ball, 1 strike count now for Strickland here. And plate appearance number 1. Fisher picking up strikeout number 19 on the season previously as he's looking to pick up number 20. Here comes the 1-1. That's crack bouncing ball past the third baseman Chisholm and into left for a base hit. So Strickland starting things off here with a hot bat. He goes 1 for 1 on the night, make it hit number 18 on the season. As that will help the third bat in the lineup, Ryan Guida, the designated hitter. Guida coming into the at-bat with a .417 batting average. Appeared in 6 games this season. 10 hits out of 24 at-bats. Scored 3 runs in the process. 5 RBIs. Struck out twice on the season. The Cannons have Dylan Strickland on the first, following a hit that trickled into left field. Is what I was trying to go for. In the meantime, first pitch to Guida goes downstairs, ball 1. Count is 1-0 to start things off. Here comes the 1-0. That one is cracked, bouncing ball to short. The play at second is in time. The play at first will also be in time. Out number 3 off of a double play from 6 to 4 to 3. What a play by the Cardinals, and what a defensive effort they've started things off. They did give up one hit. However, that hit turned into a steal that got caught at second. We go into the bottom half of the first with a scoreless ball game so far. Starting things off for the Cardinals will be Brody Popple, followed by Trent Jeffcoat and Drew Camp. And we will see you on the other side of this break. Your home for the Cardinals all season long is the Front Royal Cardinals Radio Network.
Overlooking the scenic Shenandoah River in a lovely sylvan setting, our campus is spacious, yet inviting, rich in culture, beauty, and history. It is a setting well suited for our time-tested Catholic liberal arts curriculum, the same education that has inspired and produced the greatest men and women of Christendom over the past 2,000 years. Inside and outside the classroom, you will experience an integrated life. Here, you will strengthen your intellect in such a powerful way that you will have the ability to master any subject, no matter how complex the vocational calling. You will thrive in a supportive and Christ-centered culture dedicated to helping you realize your potential. Our education is not an education for the faint of heart, but for those willing to accept the bold and challenging call from God to become the great men or women that He wants them to be. Dare to join us. Dare to be great.
Do you have plans for the 4th of July? Are you going to be in the town of Front Royal? What better way to spend your 4th of July weekend at Bing Crosby Stadium? The Front Royal Cardinals will host the Winchester Royals on Saturday, July 2nd at 7 p.m. The Cardinals will then host the Harrisonburg Turks in doubleheader action on Sunday, July 3rd at 4:30 and 7 o'clock. Make sure you're attending the game against the Harrisonburg Turks as we honor all of our hometown heroes, and we'll have fireworks following the second game. Sunday's doubleheader is presented to you by Cedarville Rowing Club, the town of Front Royal, and Lindsay Chevrolet. Tune in to the Front Royal Cardinals Radio Network 25 minutes before game time for pregame coverage of both games. Happy 4th of July, and go Cardinals! We welcome you back to Bing Crosby Stadium off of a high point in the defensive effort from the Cardinals. They will now go on the offense and call up Brody Popple to start things off here in the leadoff spot, followed by Trent Jeffcoat and Drew Camp are the three due up for the Cardinals. In the meantime, Popple fouls that one off for strike one. Count is 0-1 to start things off here for the catcher this evening, who actually played third base the last time he played in the confines of Bing Crosby Stadium. Here comes the 0-1 from Capel. That one will miss the strike zone. Ball one is the call. Count is now even at 1 ball and 1 strike here for the catcher Popple, who comes into this game 12 for 54. As the 1-1 comes in, that one's downstairs as well, ball 2. 12 for 54, sits at 222. He's got 4 RBIs on the season, looking for home run number 1 in this game. So 2-1 is the count. Capel sets and will deal. That one misses, ball 3. So Popple has really battled back from an 0-1 down or up to a 3-1 now. From the starting pitcher Capel, who sits at a 300 ERA, 9 innings pitched, and 12 strikeouts on the season. Here comes the 3-1. That one will go down the strike zone. And we have our first full count of the evening. It comes in a Brody Popple payoff on the next one. Capel looking for strikeout number 13 on the season. Popple looking for hit number 13 on the season. Here comes the payoff. That one's fouled off on the third base side, so everything will stay where it is.
Please turn off foul ball to the concession stand or merchandise stand as soon as possible. Thank you.
Again, following Popple will be Trent Jeffcoat and Drew Camp are the 3 Cardinals due up here as the payoff number 2 comes. That one will be fouled off again on the third base side as the crowd is really starting to pick up here. It is Knights of Columbus and Christendom College night here at Bing Crosby Stadium. We'd like to say thank you to those groups for sponsoring Cardinals baseball. Here comes the payoff number 3. That one's popped out into left center, and it will drop just about for a base hit. Mikey Britton sliding but missing it. Brody Popple makes it to second It is a double on the leadoff batter. Brody Popple getting hot to start things off. That will call up Trent Jeffcoat to the plate, playing shortstop this evening. A 6-foot, 175-pound sophomore, or my apologies, senior at the University of West Florida, hometown of Pensacola, Florida.
Great at bat there from Brody Popple. I believe it was 9 pitches or 8 pitches. So great leadoff at bat. Exactly what the Cardinals need to have a hot start, as that one's over for a strike. It looked like a hanging curveball that Jeffcoat took, but the Cardinals need a hot start, losing their last 6 games and not scoring a lot in those last few games. Their highest run scoring game so far in those last 4 has been a 10 spot. As this one's poked to left field, it looks like they're sending Brody Popple. We will have it to play at the plate, and the throw is cut off. The ball gets away. It looks like Trent's going to get to second, and he does. So Brody Popple scores off the base hit to left by Trent Jeffcoat, who advances on the throw. So they swap places, and now a base hit scores another run for the Cardinals as they take an early 1-0 lead here in the bottom of the first.
Trenty picks up number 7 in the RBI column on the season, as that will bring up Drew Camp, who, correct me if I'm wrong, or nope, I got the proof there. He's playing first base this evening. And if you have just tuned in for the first time this season on the Front Row Cardinals radio network, you will know that Drew Camp has been switched, like many players this season, between first and third. He's been prominently playing first in the last couple of games. However, last game here at Bing Crosby, Connor Frost actually played at first. And he actually, this game, if you didn't notice, he's not playing tonight, or at least not starting tonight. In the meantime, Drew Camp faces 0-1 on this one. The pitcher Cable's got Trent Jeffcoat behind him on second. Here comes the 0-1. That'll be cut on and missed for strike 2. So Camp will go down 0-2 to start things off here in this opening plate appearance for him. Cardinals lead 1-0 here over the Purceville Cannons in this bottom half of the first. Nobody out yet. Camp in the meantime, 16 for 54. That's a 296 batting average. 6 RBIs on the season. As Cable sets up on the mound, looks back at second. Nobody home to make the play. 0-2 count. Here comes the pitch. That one's cracked. Bouncing ball direction is short. It is scooped up by the shortstop. A call. The play at first will be in time. However, it will be a sacrifice hit to get the runner, Trent Jeffcoat, in scoring position at third. And out number 1 is recorded as the original leadoff batter, Dallas Height, usually is the leadoff batter, rather, for better wording, is coming up in the cleanup spot this evening.
Yeah, and Dallas Height really impresses me as a ball player because he almost just stands still a lot. Like, and when he hits, he's standing still and then just kind of goes with his swing. There's not much motion before the swing. When he's stealing bases, he's just kind of waiting there. He's not really chopping his feet too much, and then he just takes off. So he's a really, really good athlete up there. And he's proven to be one of the better players on this Front Row Cardinals team. As that one's hit out to second, the run will score, but Dallas will be thrown out at first base. So the Cardinals take an early 2-0 lead here in the bottom of the first inning off of 2 hits. And now 2 outs with Riley Frost playing second base tonight, typically playing short, coming to the plate here.
Dallas Height came into that at-bat with a 238 batting average, going 16 for 67. 3 home runs and 13 RBIs in the process. In the meantime, Riley Frost coming up with a 206 batting average out of 19 games. He's appeared in 63 at-bats. Hit 13 of them with 8 runs to score, 5 RBIs, 10 strikeouts on the season. The first pitch to him is coming. They will not need to check his swing, as that will tickle the strike zone for strike 1. Count is 0-1 to start things off here for Riley Frost playing second base this evening. Capel sets and deals the 0-1. That one will go down the strike zone, strike 2. Count is 0-2 now for the second baseman Riley Frost this evening, who is, for the first time, at least in Bing Crosby, playing without his brother Connor on the field. Earlier on in the season, it was the other way around. As the 0-2 comes, that one will be cracked up into right. Looks to be playable, though, by draw ball. It will be, and the side will retire. So through 1 complete, the Cardinals lead 2-0 over the visiting Purceville Cannons. Off of 2 hits versus 1 over the Cannons. We go into the top half of the second. And a reminder, come on by Bing Crosby Stadium this coming weekend, Saturday, July 3rd, and Saturday, July 2nd, and Sunday, July 3rd. Cardinals will host Winchester that Saturday and a doubleheader against Harrisonburg that Sunday. And if you want to see a fireworks show in Front Royal for 4th of July, but don't want to go out on 4th of July, come to Bing Crosby. They'll have one at the end of the game on Sunday night. We'll take a break here on the Front Royal Cardinals Radio Network, and we return to you right after this. Do you have plans for the 4th of July? Are you going to be in the town of Front Royal? What better way to spend your 4th of July weekend at Bing Crosby Stadium? The Front Royal Cardinals will host the Winchester Royals on Saturday, July 2nd at 7 p.m. The Cardinals will then host the Harrisonburg Turks in doubleheader action on Sunday, July 3rd at 4:30 and 7 o'clock. Make sure you're attending the game against the Harrisonburg Turks as we honor all of our hometown heroes, and we'll have fireworks following the second game. Sunday's doubleheader is presented to you by Cedarville Roding Club, the town of Front Royal, and Lindsay Chevrolet. Tune in to the Front Royal Cardinals Radio Network 25 minutes before game time for pregame coverage of both games. Happy 4th of July, and go Cardinals!
TLC Settlements is a proud sponsor of the 2022 Cardinals. When buying, selling, or refinancing your investment, TLC Settlements, LLC believes that every transaction is important, no matter how big or how small. The trustworthy team of Tracy, Lucy, and Christy bring 55-plus years experience in the industry. We are dedicated to and take pride in the service that we give to each and every customer. Although we do many closings each month, every closing is very important to us. Our service speaks for itself at TLC Settlements.
Cannons come into the top half of the second, now down 2-0 to the homestanding Front Royal Cardinals. And batting first in this top half of the second for the Cardinals will be the cleanup batter, Cullen Horowitz, first baseman. In the meantime, he will cut and foul on the first base side. 0-1 to start things off on a ground ball foul. Bryce Fisher looking on his 12th pitch. He's pitched 8 strikes, 3 balls so far this evening, picked up 1 strikeout on the evening, looking for number 20 on the season following that one. As the batter, Horowitz, will step back in the box, Fisher will deal. That one will go down the strike zone for strike 2. Count is 0-2 now for Horowitz, who comes into this at-bat 14 for 58. That's a .241, 3 home runs and 12 RBIs in the process.
Yeah, and that first inning was quick for Bryce Fisher as this one's dealt and swing and a miss. Strike 3 up in the zone as he gets Bear to chase out of the zone. So strikeout number 2 on the night and strikeout number 20 on the season so far for Bryce Fisher. But as I was saying, first inning was fairly quick as he got an, I believe, 4-pitch strikeout to lead off the game. And then on the next 5 pitches, he got a base hit through the left side, but then a double play to end the inning. So quick, efficient inning for Bryce Fisher as he gets Bear on 3 pitches. And this one's popped out to second base. It looks like playable for Dallas Height, and he makes the play. So 2 quick outs here for Bryce Fisher, looking to send the Purceville Cannons down 1-2-3 here in the second inning.
That brings up the right fielder, Brady Drawbaugh, 6'1", 195-pound senior out of Mount St. Mary's University, hometown, Lovettsville, Virginia. Drawbaugh coming into the at-bat, .271 on the batting average. 17 games he's appeared in. Out of 59 at-bats, he's hit on 16 and scored 12 runs. 5 RBIs, 25 strikeouts. In the meantime, he will face strike 1 on the first pitch to him from Bryce Fisher. 0-1 is the count. Fisher coming into the at-bat with a .476 ERA. Here comes the 0-1. That one goes down the strike zone. Strike 2 is the call on Drawbaugh, who looks at that one. Again, Fisher coming in with a .476 ERA, 17 innings pitched. Got 19 strikeouts on the season now. Here comes 0-2. That one's popped up, playable into right center, chasing over Dallas Height. He will make the catch. That retires the side, and the defense is strong here in this game so far. The Cardinals keeping the Cannons scoreless and going 3 and out in 2 frames so far. Cardinals looking to keep that alive. As we go into the bottom half of the second, it's a 2-0 ball game in the favor of the Front Royal Cardinals. Again, a reminder, if you have nothing to do over the 4th of July weekend that's coming up this weekend, stop by Bing Crosby Stadium at least Saturday and or Sunday, if not both. Cardinals baseball will come to you then and after this break as well. This one coming on the Front Royal Cardinals Radio Network.
Woods Cove Assisted Living has been working with families for over 15 years to offer quality care to patients who need additional support. We concentrate on working with our residents in need of this kind of support and delivering health care and other essential services in the solace of their new home. Our demonstrated track record of providing improved quality of life for our residents is evident in the satisfaction our families feel and the contentment our residents experience daily. We focus on quality health care that is family-centered and involve you, their family, in their healthcare plan. We understand that the services we provide should reflect the care a family member would afford our residents. Contact us at 540-636-6611 or visit us at 201 West Kreiser Road in Front Royal. At Woods Cove, your family is our family.
And we welcome you back to Bing Crosby Stadium. We return to you with a 2-0 ball game in the bottom half of the second. The Cardinals have allowed the defense to give up nothing. The Cannons on offense have sent 3 up and taken 3 back as the DH Carlton Harper will lead things off here in this bottom half of the second inning. And the first pitch coming from Capel will come to Carlton. In the meantime, he will cut and miss on that one for strike 1. Count is 0-1 to start things off here for Carlton Harper, who comes into this game with a .304 batting average, appeared in 8 games. Out of 23 at-bats, he's hit 7 times and scored 4 runs. Here comes the 0-1. That one will go downstairs, ball 1. The count evens at a down count, 1 ball, 1 strike here for the leadoff batter for the frame, Harper. Capel setting up, deals the 1-1. That one will go downstairs. Might have pinged. No, it pinged the catcher, rather. 2-1 in the meantime is the count for the DH Carlton Harper. Capel sets on the mound. Got a 2-1 coming from him. He will deal it. That one will be tipped and fouled at the plate. So Harper will go down in the count. 2 balls and 2 strikes now. And Carlton Harper at one point in the season, most likely last week or last week and a half ago, he was the leading batter for the Cardinals, sitting around a 500, about 550. It was around that range at the highest. In the meantime, 2-2 comes, and he will foul that one away at the plate as well. So count stays where it is for the leadoff batter for the frame in the 6th spot.
Yeah, and Carlton Harper started off hot, and he still really hasn't cooled off. We just haven't seen him as much as you were expecting, as this one's fouled in the batter's box as it hit Carlton on the way out. But someone who's looking to start off right for the Front Royal Cardinals is J.R. London, as he is a newcomer for the Front Royal Cardinals, as he's taking over Coltrane Rubner's spot on the roster, as Coltrane left, I believe, with some sort of sprained ankle, as I was told. As it's poked out to left, and Carlton has another hit to left field. So leadoff batter on for the Front Royal Cardinals is Carlton Harper at first, bringing up Brennan Chisholm, playing third base tonight, as he is looking to improve on his average of 143 so far. He's playing third base for the first time here in Bing Crosby Stadium. Probably not the last, as they're trying to mix up who's playing third base day in and day out for the Cardinals, as Capel sets and deals the 0-0. Brennan looks to bunt. The snap throw to first is not in time, as he took that one for a ball as he pulled back right before the pitch crossed the plate.
Again, Brennan Chisholm coming into the game with a 143 batting average. Has appeared in 8 games. Out of 21 at-bats, he's hit 3 times. Scored 1 run on the season, 2 RBIs, and a walk with 8 strikeouts. He will face ball 2 on that one with a 2-0 count coming from Capel pitching number 29, or my apologies, 28 on the next one.
Yeah, I'd be interested to see if they still bunt him here. As with a 2-0 count, they check over to first base. But with a 2-0 count, you don't want to fall behind 3-0. So obviously he's going to put one in there. And it's only the second inning, so I would like to see if they're going to swing with him, as this ball is thrown over to first, and this ball gets away from the first baseman. And into second goes Carlton Harper with, might I say, a pretty ugly slide over there at second base. But he gets in there nonetheless, and now Capel has a runner on second base with nobody out, and now Brennan Chisholm probably not bunting as they avoid the double play with the ball getting away, and now they have a guy in scoring position, so they'll probably just let him swing away.
Again, 2-0 is the count to the batter, Brennan Chisholm. As Capel will sit up on the mound, looks back a second, nobody want to make a play. Here comes the 2-0. That one misses, ball 3. Count is 3-0 now for Chisholm. Chisholm playing third base this evening, sitting 5'10", 170 pounds, senior out of Kansas College. 3-0 faces him on the next pitch. As Capel looks back at second, here comes the 3-0. That one will go down the strike zone, strike one. So Brennan Chisholm faces his first one. That will get a call. 3-1 is the count. No outs down in this bottom half of the second. Cardinals lead 2-0 over the visiting Purceville Cannons, looking for their first win in 6 games. As the 3-1 comes, here it comes. That's upstairs, ball 4. Brennan Chisholm, take that 90-foot walk of fame. So Capel will walk Chisholm for walk number 2, or my apologies, walk number 1, as it obviously had to register as I scroll down. We'll get a pitching visit in the meantime. We'll take a brief 10-second pause for a station identification here on the Front Royal Cardinals Radio Network.
Welcome to Hazard Mill Farm.
You're listening to Cardinals baseball on StretchInternet.com and the Royal Examiner, affiliates of the Front Royal Cardinals Radio Network.
And we welcome you back to Bing Crosby Stadium, where the Cardinals lead 2-0 over the visiting Purceville Cannons here in this bottom half of the second frame. In the meantime, Drew Bristow, the center fielder, will come up righty-righty, 5'9", 175 pounds senior out of UNC Asheville, and he will come up with runners on first and second. As Capel will sit on the mound and deal, that one will signal bunt. He pulls back, but it is down the strike zone regardless. 0-1 to start things off here for the center fielder, Drew Bristow, here in plate appearance number 1 on the night.
Yeah, and they're trying to bunt again with Drew Bristow. Last time it was Brennan Chisholm, as Capel sets and deals the 0-1. Swing and a miss, 0-2 now, but I guess they were just trying to avoid some sort of double play and get the runners to second and third with no force out, with nobody out. But after missing the first bunt or pulling back for a strike, he now faces an 0-2 count after swinging and missing on the next pitch. So no bunt here. Capel sets and deals, and low and away, ball 1, now 1-2 to Drew Bristow, playing center field tonight for the Front Royal Cardinals.
Bristow coming into this at-bat 3 for 35. That is an 0.85. 1 RBI on the season so far. Bases a 1-2 with runners on first and second. Nobody out in this bottom half of the first. A 2-0 game in the favor of the Cardinals as Capel sets up, looks back at second. Will deal the 1-2. That one will go down the strike zone for strike 3. So it will be strikeout number 1 for Capel on the night, as that will call up the newbie J.R. London to the plate. London coming to the Cardinals from South Georgia College. He is one of now 3 Cardinals coming from South Georgia. As you all may know, Sean Munoz coming from South Georgia not too long ago, as the first pitch from him will pop and foul back on the third base side. 0-1 to start things off here for London in his first appearance as a Cardinal in this 2022 Valley League season. However, there is also one other player from South Georgia College. That would be Christian Campbell, who also just got here, as pitch number 2 of the at-bat is fouled off to the first base side this side. 0-2 now for London, who again is coming into his opening debut here as a Cardinal here in this evening's game, and looking to make it one that he certainly won't forget, as Capel will set up on the mound and deal the 0-2. That one cracks. Bouncing ball will be caught by Brooks. The play at second will be in time, but it will advance the runner Carlton Harper to third. It will be out number 2 on the board, as J.R. Lunnan gets his first bit of action on the evening and on the season, as that brings up the original leadoff batter, Brody Popple, back to square things off with Capel. Last time Brody was seen, he got a hit that did help him get on base. He is 1 for 1 coming into this at-bat, 13 for 55 on the season. That's a 236 batting average. So with that one hit, his batting average has gone up significantly from 222 to 236. But in the meantime, he faces ball 1 coming from Capel.
Yeah, and Brody doubled to the left center field gap in his last at-bat. Came around to score on the Trent Jeffcoat single. Trent on deck as Capel deals the 1-0 and is low and 2-0. So now facing a little bit of a hole here, as you don't really want to pitch to Brody, but you also don't want to pitch to Trent on deck with the bases loaded. So we'll see what Capel does here, if he decides to attack Popple or if he works around him to load the bases, as he does have second base open as an option. Capel sets for the 2-0, and he deals inside 3-0. So 3-0 to Brody now. We'll see if Coach Clint Marsh gives him the green light over there, allowing him to swing on 3-0, which is typically not done. As J.R. London leads off of first, and Carlton Harper leading off of third base right now, as Brody Popple takes a strike. Now 3-1 here with 2 outs in the bottom of the second inning. Cardinals threatening a little bit here, looking to extend their 2-0 lead here on the Cannons, as Capel deals the 3-1, and it's over for a strike, 3-2. So we'll see J.R. London taking off from first base on the next pitch, and Brody Popple hopefully putting one in play to extend this inning. Capel sets the payoff, and swinging and bunt in front of the plate. The play is made by the catcher. The throw on to first is in time. So the Cardinals do threaten, and they do get another hit on the board in the inning, as well as a walk. But they strand runners on first and third here in the bottom of the second inning. They don't score a run, but they do go into the top of the third inning up 2-0 on the Purceville Cannons. So we will see you after the break in the top of the third inning. Thank you for listening on Stretch Internet Radio Network, and listening and watching live on the Front Royal Cardinal or the Front Royal Examiner YouTube live page.
Welcome to Hazard Mill Farms, located in the beautiful Appalachian foothills of Virginia. The farm offers lodging, a retreat center, and catering. We also offer a wide range of outdoor activities and recreation. Located on the banks of the Shenandoah River, we invite you to enjoy many river activities, swimming, tubing, and canoeing. We provide many options for your wedding and other events. If you want a peaceful place to relax, spend time with family, simply enjoy the beauty of the surrounding area, or host a killer event, Hazard Mill Farms is the perfect place for you. All of our rental spaces are available for your special event. Visit hazardmillfarm.com to reserve today.
And we welcome you back to Bing Crosby Stadium as we go into the top half of the third. It is a 2-0 ball game in the advantage of the homestanding Front Royal Cardinals over the visiting Purceville Cannons. If you're just joining us, we welcome you into the Front Royal Cardinals radio network, either on stretchinternet.com or the Royal Examiner's video feed. In this top half of the third, the Cannons will call up Braden Kessie, Wyatt Miles, and Jose Torres, who are due up for the Cannons here in this top half of the third. It'll be Braden Kessie, the left fielder, coming up, a righty-righty, 6'2", 225-pound sophomore at the University of St. Mary. So Fisher will set and deal the opening pitch of the at-bat. That one goes down the strike zone for strike one. Count is 0-1 to start things off here for Kessie. In the meantime, Fisher looking for strikeout number 21. Here comes the 0-1 that is popped up, fouled back. So count is 0-2. And we really hope that you can hear the crowd that is here in the confines of Bing Crosby Stadium this evening. It is certainly a packed house if it's not close to it. As the 0-2 comes in, that one's popped up, playable into left, chasing back J.R. London. And he will make the catch. And out number one is recorded. Down goes number 7 batter, Braden Kessie. That brings up the 8th batter in the lineup, Wyatt Miles, to the plate. Miles coming into this at-bat with a .219 batting average, appeared in 12 games. Out of 32 at-bats, he's hit 7 times and scored 4 times. He's got 3 RBIs and 3 walks on the season and 14 strikeouts. In the meantime, he'll face ball 1 on that one from Fisher, who deals number 20 on that one. Here comes the 1-0. That one is down the strike zone, strike 1. Count is now even at a down count, 1 ball, 1 strike here for Wyatt Miles in plate appearance number 1. Fisher, my apologies from earlier, pitching number 22 on that one. Here comes number 23. That one goes upstairs, ball 2. Count is 2 balls and a strike for the batter Miles here in plate appearance number 1. Nobody on base, 1 out down, top of the third, 2-0 ball game in the favor of the Cardinals. Here comes the 2-1 pitch. That one's cracked and fouled out of play on the first base side.
Bryce has looked good here in this 2 1/3 inning so far, as he's been filling up the zone, forcing the Cannons to either put it in play or he'll strike him out, as he has 2 strikeouts on the night. Looking for his third right here in the form of Wyatt Miles as he deals a 2-2 outside, 3-2 now, but Bryce has done a good job filling up the zone, as this is his first 3-ball count of the game. So the payoff to Wyatt Miles will come soon, and he deals, fouled back, 3-2.
So both the pitcher and the batter are battling for bragging rights here as the payoff comes. This is the first payoff that the Cannons have faced, as all 7 of their previous batters that have come up have been rather short-lived at-bats. If you'd argue that, Matthew, I'd probably go with you there, as that'll be walk number 1 giving up by Bryce Fisher. And considering it's 8 batters in, where we're in the top of the third, both have sent 3 up and taken 3 back in both frames. That's pretty good, I would say.
Yeah, Bryce Fisher, again, filling up the zone, as I said. Only 7 balls, 4 of them coming in that last at-bat. So to the first 7 hitters, he only threw 3 balls, and he threw 17 strikes, rather, as Bryce deals the 0-0 across the plate to the catcher on the night, Jose Torres, for the Purceville Cannons, as Bryce Fisher looking to end the third as he did the first with a double play. So Bryce deals the 0-1 outside. Brody, the throw down to first, or the back pick to first, rather, is not in time, as Brody tried getting Wyatt Miles a little far off the bag there, as Jose Torres takes for a ball 1-1. So Bryce is set for the 1-1. He lifts and deals low, now 2-1 to the 9-hitter, Jose Torres.
Torres coming into this evening's game 2 for 13. That is a 153 batting average, looking for his first home run and or RBI on the season. He faces a 2-1 count now from Fisher, who is looking for his strikeout, as he will get closer to that with a 2-2 count in the next one, as that's a cut and a miss from Torres. Again, Fisher looking for strikeout number 3 now on the night. Make it number 22 coming up if he gets it on the season. With a 2-2 count, 1 out down, top of the third. 2-0 ball game in the favor of the Front Royal Cardinals over the visiting Purceville Cannons. Here comes the 2-2 pitch. That one is lined and fouled on the first base side and will, after bouncing on top of the Cannon dugout, or my apologies, Cannon locker room rather, over there, it will go outside of this park, not the way that I'm sure that Torres intended to or wanted to. So 2 balls and 2 strikes is the count here on this Monday evening baseball. Here comes the pitch. That one is cut on and missed. Strike 3. The play at second will be over the head of the second baseman, Riley Frost. In the meantime, the runner for the Cannons will make it to third. That might help if I'm looking at the right
Wyatt
lineup.
Miles.
Thank you. I was looking at the Cardinals line and I'm like, where's number 55? I see number 19, number 17. Oh, wait, 17's Dallas Height. I'm looking at the wrong lineup. So Wyatt Miles making it to third. The first time that the Cannons have not only made it to second safely, but have gotten in sure enough scoring position. So that'll bring up Mikey Brinton, the leadoff batter. The first time the Cardinals have let up 4 batters in one frame, and the opening pitch comes and it'll be cut and a miss for Brinton, who is looking for his first hit of the game. He is 0 for 1, make it 15 for 57. That is a 263. So his batting average from earlier on hasn't dropped much, just a little bit from 267. Again, he's now 263. He's got a runner facing him on third. In the meantime, the 0-1 comes. He will pop that one out of play on the third base side. 0-2 is the count to the leadoff batter, Mikey Brinton. 2 outs on the board, top of the third, 2-0 ball game in the favor of the Front Royal Cardinals of the Purceville Cannons. If you're just joining us on the Front Royal Cardinals radio network, Bryce Fisher is your man on the mound. After starting this game, he's gone through 2 2/3, 26 strikes, 9 balls. Here comes the pitch. That one's fouled off on the first base side. Ground ball towards the Purceville dugout. So count stays where it is, 0-2 for Mikey Brinton. Fisher looking for strikeout number 22 on the night. He's got 22 on the season, rather. He's got 2 on the night looking for, 3 on the night looking for number 4. As the 0-2 comes in, Fisher will set on the mound and deal it. That one will miss, ball 1. So the Cannons are picking up the slack here from their first 2 frames of being 3 and out both times. They're now battling back in all of their at-bats so far, making them a little more lengthier than the Cardinals hope. As Fisher sets up on the mound, got a 1-2 coming. Here it comes. That'll be cut on and fouled out of play on the right side. Chased over the right fielder, Dallas Height, but he was just a little ways away from getting that. It hit about the midway point between the foul pole and the corner in foul territory, and Dallas Height was maybe 5 feet from the first base line. So not quite far from it, but then again had a little bit of ground to cover before he could at least attempt to make the play. As Fisher sets up, got a 1-2 coming, and he will deal it. That one misses, ball 2. Count is now even at a down count, 2-2 for Mikey Brinton in plate appearance number 2.
Pitch number 40, I believe, coming up for Bryce Fisher. It is. Pitch number 40 will be coming up for Bryce Fisher. Through 2 2/3 innings so far as he sets for the 2-2. He lifts and deals, fouled back as he had Mikey Brinton on his front foot right there. Presumably a slider, as on the previous pitch he threw a fastball on. So Bryce not putting Brinton down just yet, but he's mixing up his pitches very well, getting him out on his front foot or late as he deals the 2-2, and swing and a miss, blew it right by him. So that is strikeout number 4 for Bryce Fisher, number 2 for Mikey Brinton on the night. Bryce Fisher will go up to now 22 on the season. So we will see you guys in the bottom of third as the Cardinals look to extend their 2-0 lead over the Purceville Cannons. Thanks for listening on Stretch Internet Radio Network and on watching and listening live on the Front Royal Examiner live YouTube page.
Do you have plans for the 4th of July? Are you going to be in the town of Front Royal? What better way to spend your 4th of July weekend at Bing Crosby Stadium? The Front Royal Cardinals will host the Winchester Royals on Saturday, July 2nd at 7 p.m. The Cardinals will then host the Harrisonburg Turks in doubleheader action on Sunday, July 3rd at 4:30 and 7 o'clock. Make sure you're attending the game against the Harrisonburg Turks as we honor all of our hometown heroes, and we'll have fireworks following the second game. Sunday's doubleheaders presented to you by Cedarville Rowing Club, the town of Front Royal, and Lindsay Chevrolet. Tune in to the Front Royal Cardinals Radio Network 25 minutes before game time for pregame coverage of both games. Happy 4th of July, and go Cardinals!
The Wines Family and Wines Bookkeeping LLC are proud supporters of the Front Royal Cardinals. Wines Bookkeeping specializes in a variety of business and tax services with outstanding support. We understand how busy you are, and with our expertise, we can take our care of your business needs quickly and effectively. Wines Bookkeeping has been serving the Front Royal area for over 50 years. Wines Bookkeeping LLC, your business services professionals.
We welcome you back to Bing Crosby Stadium, where it is a 2-0 ball game in the favor of the Front Royal Cardinals. If you just missed the top half of the third inning, the Cardinals allowed their first 4-batter inning of the frame. It was the 7, 8, 9 batters coming up. I believe the number 8 batter was the one that walked. In fact, I can make a double check for you. It, in fact, was Wyatt Miles who walked. He did get to third, but he didn't, in fact, score. So that will, in the meantime, bring up for the Cardinals Trent Jeffcoat. Batter number 2 in the original lineup will lead off to start things off here. He faces a 1-0 on the first pitch. As pitch number 2 comes, he will foul that one back behind the first base side. One ball, 1 strike count for the shortstop, Jeffcoat, who comes into this at-bat 1 for 1, 11 for 34 on the season. Make it roughly a 324 exactly, rather, on the season.
Yeah, and Jeffcoat had a nice little base hit to left field in his last at-bat as he drove in Brody Popple from second base. That one's grounded down the first base line, but that will be foul as Jeffcoat gets set and digs in for pitch number 4 of the at-bat as he faces a 1-2 count here from Capel. Capel sets and deals the 1-2, and that's popped foul back behind the plate. Now, the count will remain at 1-2 here for Trent Jeffcoat.
Jeffcoat, again, coming into the game 10 for 33, make it now 11 for 34. That is a 323 batting average. Looking for his first home run of the season, number 7 on the RBI column of the season. Looking for that, too. He does have the potential to hit a home run. I had several home run calls for him last year. As the 1-2 comes in, that will go downstairs as Jeffcoat will look at it bounce in the dirt by home plate. Ball 2 is the call. 2 balls and 2 strikes at an even count that goes down for the shortstop, Jeffcoat. Capel pitching 32 strikes so far 16 balls. That was pitch number 6 on the night, or on the at-bat, rather. Here comes number 7 of it. He will cut and miss for strike 3. And he will, in fact, be thrown out at first. So out number 1 is recorded. Jeffcoat goes down 1 for 2 as the first baseman, Drew Camp, will come up for the Cardinals now. As Camp comes into this at-bat 0 for 1, sitting at a 291 batting average on the season here. Camp with 55 at-bats now, hitting on 16 of them. That pitch coming down the strike zone, strike 1, 0-1 to start things off here for Camp in plate appearance number 2 on the night.
Yeah, and Drew Camp is 0 for 1 with a ground ball to short. It did get the runner Jeffcoat from second to third, so it was a productive at-bat, but he did ground out, so he's looking for his first hit of the ball game as he's now down 0-2 to Capel here, down in the bottom of the third inning and 1 out.
0-2 is the count. Here comes the pitch. That'll be cut on and missed, strike 3. So Camp goes down swinging on strikes. That brings up the cleanup batter, Dallas Height, to the plate.
Capel's 3rd strikeout of the evening so far as he now records that's his 15th on the season as Dallas Height comes in 0 for 1 with the ground ball to second in his last at-bat. And he swings and misses through the first pitch, 0-1.
Height coming in 0 for 1. And counting the seasonal stats, make it 12 for 49. That is around a .235 batting average. So his batting average coming into the game versus now hasn't changed much. It went down a tiny little bit as he faces 1-1 on the next one. Here comes the pitch from Capel. That'll be cut on and a miss. Strike 2. Count is 1 ball and 2 strikes now for the right fielder, Dallas Height, here in plate appearance number 2, looking for hit number 1 on the night, number 17 on the season, if he can muster it up. Here comes the 1-2. That is pop, bouncing ball in the direction of third and short, and the play will not be in time as there was a little bit of a collision between the shortstop, McCall, and the third baseman, Miles. Question is, will they call that an error out there, or will they call that a hit? They will, in fact, call it a hit on the board. What would you score that as, Matthew?
Yeah, I'd call it a hit, too, because the third baseman had the best shot at that ball, and he came up with it clean, just not in time. So Dallas Height using his speed to get onto first base there for the infield hit, as that brings up Riley Frost, who lined out to right field. Nice little piece of hitting, but just right at the right fielder draw ball. I don't know how to say it. As Dallas Height fakes a steal, throw back to first is not going to get him, as the first one looked to be over for a strike, I believe. I'm not sure. It looked good. It was called a ball. So 0-1, the umpire is signaling, and it is. So Riley Frost faces an 0-1 count here with 2 gone in the bottom of this third inning. Cardinals up 2-0 as Dallas Heights on first. The runner's off. The throw to second is not in time as Dallas Height gets in there with another stolen base. I believe that's his 10th of this season, or at least he had 9 last game. He got his 9th stolen base. Dallas Height will complete his now 13th stolen bases. He's only been thrown out 2 times, so 13 for 15, pretty good, as he is a very aggressive base runner, as Capel sets the 0-2 and low 1-2. So Riley Frost, a single here, can get the runner Dallas Height in from second base here and extend this Cardinal lead to potentially 3-0.
And what a play behind the plate by Jose Torres, getting rid of everything that could get in his way to make sure that ball came up in his possession and to keep the runner Height at second. In the meantime, Capel looks back at second, but I want to make the play. The throw on 1-2 will not be in time at third, and the pitch will now go, or the count now rather, will go 2-2 for Riley Frost, who's looking for hit number 1 on the night, number 14 on the season, sitting 13 for 64 coming into this at-bat. That's a .203 batting average. Again, his batting average, like Heights before him, only has gone down just a tiny bit, with 5 RBIs on the season, looking to make it number 6 to bring Dallas Height home from third now, as he stole on the previous one. 2 outs down, bottom of the third, 2-0 ball game with a run in scoring position for the Cardinals. Cannon's looking to strand that run on third as Capel sets to Riley Frost will deal the 2-2. That one will miss, ball 3. So we have another full count coming on the payoff from Capel, who just pitched number 61 on the night. He's got a 3.37 ERA coming in this game so far. And number 62 is a payoff. Here it comes. That one will go down the strike zone. Strike 3. It will strand Dallas Height at third. So the Cardinals go down looking with Riley Frost. Capel picks up a strikeout on the night. So make it number 5 now, or my apologies, number 4. Again, it updates as I scroll. Cardinals baseball presented to you on StretchInternet.com and the Royal Examiner. Your home for the Cardinals all season long on the Front Royal Cardinals Radio Network. Do you have plans for the 4th of July? Are you going to be in the town of Front Royal? What better way to spend your 4th of July weekend at Bing Crosby Stadium? The Front Royal Cardinals will host the Winchester Royals on Saturday, July 2nd at 7 p.m. The Cardinals will then host the Harris.
They're going to do our hula hoop contest tonight. So on the count of 3, let's give it up for them. 1, 2, 3, go.
All right, let's go, people. Make some noise out there. Make some noise. Oh, keep it going, ladies. Keep it going.
Nothing ball game in the favor of the Front Royal Cardinals. And a reminder, if you do not have plans this coming weekend on 4th of July weekend, what better way to spend it than here at the Bing? 4th of July falls on a Monday. You're not going to have to work on a Monday. Most likely not going to have to work on the weekend. Hopefully not, at least. If you do, then I'm terribly sorry, because why are you having to work on the 4th of July weekend? And two, I feel bad that you have to work on the weekends regardless. But to get back on point, if you have time over the weekend and need to spend time doing something, come to Bing Crosby. Saturday, the Cardinals will host the Winchester Royals at 7 o'clock. And on Sunday, the Cardinals will host the Harrisonburg Turks at 4:30 and 7 o'clock for Hometown Heroes Night. And fireworks will come at the end of the game, approximately 9:10 or 9:20 for that game. In the meantime, Dylan Strickland coming up 1 for 1. He sits 0 for 2 now off of a strike and a foul ball that goes on the first base side, out of play. In the meantime, that pitch will miss ball 1. Count is 1 ball and 2 strikes now for Dylan Strickland, who comes into the at-bat 18 for 67. That is a 269 as Fisher will step onto the rubber here. And Strickland steps back into the right-hand batter's box. The 1-2 comes, and that will be upstairs, ball 2. Count is now even at a down count, 2-2 for Strickland, and plate appearance number 2.
Yeah, and back to what my partner Cameron was saying. If you guys are free on July 2nd and 3rd, as Bryce Fisher records yet another strikeout. That's his 4th of the ballgame on a changeup blowing away. But if you guys are free on July 4th weekend, July 2nd, we are hosting, and July 3rd, we are hosting. On July 3rd is also free admissions here at Bing Crosby Stadium, so no need for money if you don't want to pay for concessions, as the city is paying for free admissions on that evening. So Fisher now with 4 Ks on the evening, 22 on the season, as he deals the 1-0. Over for a strike now, 1-1 to the 3-hitter Ryan Guida.
At least that's what we're going with. 1-1 comes, that misses, ball 2 to Guida. 2-1 count on the next one. Guida coming in 0 for 1, make it 10 for 25. That is a 400 batting average. So with that one miss at the first at-bat, his batting average has gone down from a 416 to a 400. It has gone down more significant than what Guida would have liked on that one. But in the meantime, he faces ball 3 as that one goes down in the dirt. 3-1 is the count for the designated hitter this evening for the Cannons, as Fisher will set on the mound. And here comes the 3-1. That'll be popped up, playable into center. Looks to drop. It will. As Dallas Height tries to slide and make the play, he will not. And it's hit number 2 on the night for the Cannons, as Dallas Height will get up after trying to, looks like almost to crawl after the ball. There is one out on the board in this top half of the 4th. Cardinals lead 2-0 over the visiting Purceville Cannons, as that brings up Cullen Horowitz to the plate for the Cannons. Last time he came up, he struck out, so he's 0 for 1 on the evening. Make it 14 for 59 on the season. That sits 237. First pitch to him in the meantime will go down for a strike 1. Count is 0-1 rather to start things off here for Horowitz, and plate appearance number 2. So the Cannons are starting to pick up a little bit of steam here as the 0-1 comes in. That one is popped up. Looks to be playable on the right side, chasing over the first baseman, Drew Camp, and it looks to be just out of play. It will, in fact, bounce on the Purceville locker room again. So 0-2 is the count. The Cannons have gone through 3 so far, and they have gotten off of that 3 and out, as they did in the first 2 frames. The third frame, they saw 4 come up, and so far they've seen 3. With 1 out down, here comes the 0-2 to Horowitz. He will cut and miss on that one, strike 3, as Popple will not fire. They will call him out in the meantime, as the runner, Ryan Guido, will stay at first.
Yeah, it's on a drop third strike. If first base is occupied before the pitch, so in this case, Guido standing on first. Now, if Guido were to be standing on second base, they would have to make the throw to first. But with first base occupied right there on the drop third strike, it's just a strikeout. There's no need to throw on to first, as the next hitter, Justin Akal, the shortstop on the night for the Cannons, takes 0-1 here with 2 outs in the top of this 4th inning, as the Cardinals have a 2-0 lead on the Cannons, with 2 coming in the first inning off of a Trent Jeffcoat single to left and a Dallas Height ground ball to second base. So Bryce Fisher looking to maintain this lead as he gets back on the rubber, looks in for his sign. He gets the sign, he sets, and he deals the 0-2. Low and in, nice stop by Brody Popple to not allow Guida to get to second base.
A call coming into the at-bat, 0 for 1, make it 10 for 33 on the season. It's a 303 batting average, so his batting average has gone down a little less than 0.01 points. Make it 0.009 if you want to be very technical. 1 ball, 2 strikes is the count. 2 outs down. Here comes the pitch. That one is grounded to third. They will make the play, or attempt to make the play at first. It is, in fact, in time for out number 3. So the runner, a call, will get thrown out at first from a bomb from Brendan Chisholm at third. And out number 3 is recorded as the Cannons stay scoreless through 4 completed. It's a 2-0 ball game in the advantage of the Front Royal Cardinals here at Bing Crosby Stadium. And we'll return to you on the Front Royal Cardinals Radio Network right after these messages. Do you have plans for the 4th of July? Are you going to be in the town of Front Royal? What better way to spend your 4th of July weekend at Bing Crosby Stadium? The Front Royal Cardinals will host the Winchester Royals on Saturday, July 2nd at 7 p.m. The Cardinals will then host the Harrisonburg Turks in doubleheader action on Sunday, July 3rd at 4:30 and 7 o'clock. Make sure you're attending the game against the Harrisonburg Turks as we honor all of our hometown heroes, and we'll have fireworks following the second game. Sunday's doubleheader is presented to you by Cedarville Rowing Club, the town of Front Royal, and Lindsay Chevrolet. Tune in to the Front Royal Cardinals Radio Network 25 minutes before game time for pregame coverage of both games. Happy 4th of July, and go Cardinals!
It was a code 10, hard water again. Worst part is Claire was unaware.
Hey, Culligan, our water makes my skin and hair feel like I'm 90.
Okay, are you 90?
I'm not.
Okay, secondly, how do you feel about high-efficiency water softeners from Culligan Water?
What?
And thirdly, how do you feel about smoother skin and luxurious hair?
Goodly. I feel very good about that.
That's the power of water. Stay soft, right?
You stay soft.
Good water doesn't just come to you. Oh, wait. In this case, yes, it does.
And we welcome you back to Bing Crosby Stadium, where we return to you in the bottom half of the 4th with a 2-0 ball game in the favor of the Front Royal Cardinals. In the meantime, the DH Carlton Harper will lead things off here for the Cardinals. That will mean, with Harper being 6th in the lineup, originally it'll be following him will be Brennan Chisholm and Drew Bristow. That are the 3 due up for the Cardinals in this frame. So the first pitch to him in the meantime appears to be a strike. Nothing in 1 to start things off here for Harper, who is 1 for 1 on the night. As that one will go downstairs and possibly bounce off of the plate or off of the catcher somehow. Not quite sure how that bounced. Either way, it went behind him. 1 ball, 1 strike regardless. Here comes the pitch from Capel. That is popped up, playable, into left. It will get away from the left fielder, Kessie. Carlton Harper with hit number 2 on the night, number 9 on the season. One more, and he will be he would be 10 for 26 with one more hit if he can muster it up this season and stay perfect going through that. That brings up Brennan Chisholm, the number 7 in the lineup, playing third base this evening for the Cardinals. 5 hits to 2 over the Cardinals. They also lead in the scoring column 2-0 as the throwback to first is not in time. If you're just joining us, top of the 4th, 2-0 ball game, Cardinals lead. As Capel sets and deals, that one will be signaled bunt, but get behind the catcher. Ball 1 is the call as Carlton Harper will make the effort to second and get there with little to no resistance coming with him. Again, a 1-0 count coming to Chisholm, who has a 143 coming into the game with his previous at-bat. It remains where it is off of the walk. So he's looking for his first statistical appearance of this game, as that one will get fouled back for strike 1. Count is 1 ball and 1 strike here. Sorry, it took me a long time to realize what was going on. 1 ball, 1 strike here for Brennan Chisholm. No outs down, bottom of the 4th. Here comes the pitch. That is cut on, missed, strike 2. So Chisholm facing a 1-2 on the next one from Capel. One ball, 2 strikes is the count. Chisholm faces it as that one will get away and downstairs, ball 2. Count is now even at a down count 2-2 for Chisholm, who again is looking for his first bit of action here off of the walk previously. It is Carlton Harper standing at second following the steal previously. Capel sets, looks back at second, will deal the 2-2. That is cut on and missed, strike 3. So Chisholm will go down swinging. As he runs out of strikes, that'll bring up Drew Bristow. Go ahead.
Bristow playing center field tonight, struck out in his last at-bat. He's coming into the ball game with Drew Bristow coming into the ball game with a .086 batting average. That has dropped to .083 with the strikeout in the last at-bat as Capel deals the 0-0, and it looked to miss upstairs 1-0. So Carlton Harper at second base following a little bloop hit to left field in his at-bat earlier this inning to lead off the inning. So Capel deals the 1-0, and it's low and in, now 2-0. So Cardinals looking to get Carlton across and score their 3rd run of the game, as they scored 2 in the first inning, have not scored since, but they're threatening here in the bottom of the 4th inning as they look to extend their 2-0 lead to 3-0.
They've got Carlton Harper on second as Drew Bristow fouls that one on the third base side for a 2-1 count coming on the next pitch. And again, we're going to market the daylights out of it, but please come this weekend for Cardinals baseball. 2 straight nights of Cardinals baseball. On Saturday, the Cardinals will host Winchester at 7 o'clock. And on Sunday for July 3rd, in celebration of July 4th, Cardinals will host Harrisonburg in a doubleheader as Bristow will face a strike on that one. 2-2 is the count on the next one. But come on out if you don't have any plans for July 4th weekend. And a reminder that the Cardinals will have fireworks following the second game against Harrisonburg on Sunday at approximately 9:20 is around the time they're estimating for the fireworks to come on. So come on out if you can. As the 2-2 comes, that one will miss upstairs as the umpire stays in his stance for quite a bit of time but makes the call. So we have another payoff, this time coming to the center fielder, Drew Bristow.
Yeah, and it looks to me that the umpire is not budging on those pitches borderline at the top of the zone. So it looks like he's calling strikes mainly in the torso area, as that one is fouled back, but mainly anything below the rib cage looks to be a strike here for the umpire, and anything at the rib cage or above is going to be here or there for a strike. So the payoff pitch to Bristow will come as soon as Capel is set. He checks back to second. He deals the 3-2, and he struck out as Drew Bristow thought he walked on that one, but the umpire sends him packing to the dugout as the Cardinals have struck out back-to-back batters. Brennan Chisholm, now Drew Bristow, with a runner at second base, and the newbie, J.R. London, coming to the plate as in his last at-bat, he grounded to the pitcher. Throw on to second was in time, but he beat the throw to first, so it went down as a fielder's choice, creating 2 outs, but now he comes up with 2 outs here in the bottom of the fourth. The 0-0 is dealt and blocked behind the plate by Torres, so 1-0 to J.R. London as he's looking to drive in the third run of the ball game in the form of Carlton Harper over at second base.
In the meantime, we've got some finals from around the Valley League as that one will be bounced in through for a base hit. Bring in Carlton Harper as London picks up his first hit as a Cardinal. It is an RBI single for JR. JR, there you are with the RBI. What a play by London. But it did appear that a call wanted to go after that and kind of hesitated. At least to me, it looked like that. They will rule it as a hit regardless, but it did seem like a call was kind of sleeping on that ball as it slipped past him.
Yeah, it also looked like as it was heading towards him, it took a hop to the right of him. So at the last minute, he tried to adjust and slipped on the way there. As Brody puts down what looked to be a beautiful bump, but it goes a little too far to the left, foul down the third baseline. So Brody will have to head back to first base, and J.R. London will, or Brody will have to go back to the plate, and J.R. London will have to go back to first base. As Brody in this game is 1 for 2 with a ground ball to the pitcher, ground ball to the catcher, as it went 2-3 to end the second inning, stranding runners on first and third. But he also scored in the top of the first inning after an RBI double as J.R. London's off to second base. The throw on to second is not in time as it looked like J.R. London got by the tag, and it did look like a call did not agree with the call by the second base umpire, but that's not for us to decide. That's for them to decide, as it looks like the head coach for the Purceville Cannons is coming out to argue the call. But if it stands as safe at second base, J.R. London will have a stolen base, and it will be a 1-1 count to Brody Popple.
In the meantime, we got some scores around the Valley League earlier today. The River Bandits traveling to Winchester for a game time at 4:58. So roughly 5 o'clock was the start time. Ended around 7:30. So roughly 45 minutes ago is when that game ended. Woodstock taking Winchester to town with a 10-0 win in 8. As the River Bandits scored 4 in the first 2 frames, 4 complete in the 6th, and then 2 in the 8th to make it a 10-0 ball game. Harrisonburg leading the Stanton Braves 4-2 in the top half of the second. Stanton picking up after a scoreless first frame. And Newmarket and Strasburg, here we go. Newmarket picks up their first one of the game just now. It's a 1-0 ball game for the Rebels over the Express in Newmarket at Rebel Park. In the meantime, here at Bing Crosby Stadium, we have a 3-0 ball game in the advantage of the Cardinals off of a couple of RBIs and certainly one that coming from the newbie, J.R. London. In the meantime, 1-2 coming to Popple is a foul. So count remains where it is. 2 outs down, bottom of the 4th. 3-0 ball game, the advantage of the Cardinals here.
Capel's looking in for a sign, still hasn't gotten it. Brody's in the box, but very impatiently as he steps out after calling time. Brody steps back in the box now. Capel still looking in for a sign. Brody awaiting. Capel gets his sign, looks back to second, and deals the 1-2. It looks to be up the middle, and it's off the mound, right to the shortstop. Perfect hop for him as Brody's thrown out at first base. That will be ruled 6-3. But the Cardinals do score a run, I believe, on 3 hits or 2 hits. So the Cardinals are winning in the hit column 2-6 and are winning 3-0 here going into the top of the 5th inning as Bryce Fisher looks to complete inning number 5 on the mound as the Cardinals head into the top of the 5th up 3-0. And we will see you after the break. Thank you for listening and watching live on the YouTube live of the Front Royal Examiner and listening on Stretch Internet Radio Network.
I'm J.B. Howler, President and CEO of U.S. Inspect Group, the country's largest home inspection company. We operate nationally across 24 MSAs, and our 30-year-old brand has delivered 3 million inspections. The best real estate brokerages in the country love us because we help their real estate agents get deals closed faster, and we protect their customers. We have a proven business model and positive EBITDA. With new investors, new management, new board, and new products, our mission is to make home inspections as simple and painless as ordering an Uber.
This message is brought to you by US Inspect. For more information, find them online at usinspect.com.
Do you have plans for the 4th of July? Are you going to be in the town of Front Royal? What better way to spend your 4th of July weekend at Bing Crosby Stadium? The Front Royal Cardinals will host the Winchester Royals on Saturday, July 2nd at 7 p.m. The Cardinals will then host the Harrisonburg Turks in doubleheader action on Sunday, July 3rd at 4:30 and 7 o'clock. Make sure you're attending the game against the Harrisonburg Turks as we honor all of our hometown heroes, and we'll have fireworks following the second game. Sunday's doubleheader is presented to you by Cedarville Rowing Club, the town of Front Royal, and Lindsay Chevrolet. Tune in to the Front Royal Cardinals Radio Network 25 minutes before game time for pregame coverage of both games. Happy 4th of July, and go Cardinals! And we welcome you back to Bing Crosby Stadium, where it is now a 3-0 ball game in the advantage of the Front Royal Cardinals here over the visiting Purceville Cannons, as they will resume their offense in the top half of the 4th inning. It'll be Brady Drawball to lead things off here as he fouls straight back behind the plate over the grandstand and out of play. 0-1 to start things off here for Drawball, and plate appearance number 2. Here comes the 0-1. That one is down the strike zone. Strike 2 is the call for Drawball here. Again, plate appearance number 2 as he sits 0 for 1 on the evening. Ball 1 comes in the meantime. He is 16 for 60 on the season coming into this at-bat. That's a 267 as he will look at that one go by. Ball 2. Count is now even at a down count 2-2 to Drawball here in plate appearance number 2.
Bryce Fisher looking for his 7th punch out of the ball game as he deals the 2-2 to Drawball. And that's low for ball 3. Now a payoff will be dealt on the next pitch. Good block there by Brody Popple in case of a swing and a miss. He could have gotten the drop third and thrown out of first, but Drawball did a nice job to hold up on that slider in the dirt. So now Bryce looks in for his sign, and he deals the payoff pitch. Swing and a miss! Strike number 3 and out number 1 here in the top of the 5th inning. Strikeout number 8, I believe, on the ball game, or 9.
I got 7 on Point Street.
Or 7. Wow, I can't do math. So strikeout number 7 on the ball game for Bryce Fisher as he gets Drawball to swing at a fastball up here. And now Kessie comes into the game 0 for 1 with a fly ball to left field as Fisher deals the first pitch, and it's bobbled on the mound, but he fires over to first, not in time. So Bryce Fisher with an E1 to start off that batter, not the inning, as that he already recorded the first out. But now a runner on first with 1 out here in the form of Braden Kessie, and Wyatt Miles coming to the dish. He walked in his last at bat and looking to do the same here as the Cannons need runs down 3-0 here in the top of the 5th.
And going back to your math point, I don't know why I was laughing because I can't do math either. I'm by no means a math major. In fact, if you want to know, I took the easiest math class I could this year. I only needed one math class to finish that requirement. I took a math class. It was a 103 level course. As that one is fouled off, looks to be playable, and it's in fact not on the first base side. But it's one of the easiest. It is the lowest math course that JMU provides, and I'm thinking, oh my God, it's going to be a hard course, even though it's one of the easiest ones you can find. No, the class is about puzzles, knots, and games. So I'm sitting there. I should have had like a 95, 96. I ended with a 93. So I'm not going to be mad about that one. I certainly will take that.
Hey, an A is an A, and a credit earned is a credit earned. So now you're done with your math credits, which is lucky for you. I still have math to take. I'm taking calculus this year.
Oh, God.
As the ball gets away from Bryce Fisher and Drew Camp. Shockingly, Kessie only stays at first there, as I think he could have pushed it to third, but doesn't want to make the second out at third base, as the Cannons are still looking to get back into this ball game down 3-0. So that's 2 straight errors by Bryce Fisher here in the top of the 5th inning.
And this game certainly seems like it's back and forth between top and bottom. No matter how long the frames last or how short they last, it seems like we're going back and forth between the two. As we're now sitting in the top half of the 5th, Cardinals lead 3-0 with a runner on second for the Cannons as Bryce Fisher looks back and will deal the 0-1. That'll be cut and missed by Miles, strike 2. Miles walked previously, so he's looking for his first bit of statistical action here in this game. He's hit 7 for 32 coming into it. That's a 218 batting average with 3 RBIs in the process, looking for number 4 to bring home Braden Kessie. He faces an 0-2, 1 out down, top of the 5th. Runner goes as he pitches, and the pickoff from third to first will be in time as Kessie slid past the bag after tagging it and then crawled back to third. If you're watching on the Royal Examiner, you just about saw it on the middle left of your screen. There are 2 outs on the board, but a runner is threatening. However, the Cannons have had a runner threaten on third earlier, and unfortunately for them, they couldn't get that run or that runner to convert into a run, as of course they sit scoreless right now in so far 4 2/3, as Fisher is certainly looking to make it 5 complete. In the meantime, here comes the pitch. That'll tickle the strike zone. Strike 1 is the call. 0-1 for Jose Torres in plate appearance number 2.
Bryce Fisher with the 0-1. He sets. He looks in and deals the 0-1. That one's fouled off to the right side as Bryce Fisher is looking for his 5th complete scoreless inning here. With 2 outs in the top of the 5th inning, has completed 4 2/3 so far. That was pitch number 70 on the night, so his pitch efficiency is doing okay right now. I bet you he would like for it to be a little bit lower, but not too bad, as he deals the 0-2, and it's fouled back again. But for a strikeout pitcher like him, as he has 7 on the night, it's pretty common to see a high pitch count for pitchers like him, so 70 is definitely not too bad. It's very manageable. If he can complete this one with this batter, we might see him for inning number 6. As Fisher sets and deals the 0-2, and this one's hit in the air to left field. Looks to be playable for JR, and it is. JR London makes the play in left field as it was a sinking line drive. So the inning is now over. So thank you for those of you guys listening on Stretch Internet Radio Network, and those of you listening and watching live on the Front Royal Examiner. Cardinals 3, Cannons 0, going into the bottom of the 5th inning. Cardinals looking to extend their 3-0 lead.
The Knights of Columbus, Catholic men building a bridge back to faith. There's much work to be done in this world. Good work, necessary work. And that's what the Knights do every day. Assisting the sick and disabled, protecting those who can't protect themselves. Whether they are next door or halfway around the world, this is the journey we're on, our path. We do it to be better husbands, fathers, sons, neighbors, and Catholics. We invest our time, our effort, and our resources into our values: charity, unity, fraternity, patriotism. We come from many places and backgrounds and stages in our lives, but we are all of one faith. It's one thing to say who you are, it's another to really put your values into action. That's what we do at the Knights of Columbus. That's who we are.
And we welcome you back to Bing Crosby Stadium. In the meantime, we'd like to remind you before this bottom half of the fifth gets underway, we'd like to remind you that one of our sponsors for this evening, the Knights of Columbus, is in fact one of the two factors in this crowd this evening, or one of the three, I could say, because the Knights of Columbus, Christendom College, and our general fans are all here in one night. And that certainly has given this Front Royal Cardinals team a bit of spark to have a basically packed Bing Crosby Stadium. Not quite. There are a couple seats that are empty, but they aren't more full than it's been for the last couple weeks for sure. But in the meantime, I'd like to say thank you to the Knights of Columbus for sponsoring this evening's game and sponsoring the Cardinals for this 2022 slate. Since 1882, membership in the Knights of Columbus has been open to men 18 years of age or older who are practical Catholics in union with the Holy See. Since that time, the Knights of Columbus have understood practical Catholic to mean a Catholic who accepts teaching authority of the Catholic Church on matters of faith and morals, aspires to live in accord with the precepts of the Catholic Church, and is in good standing with the Catholic Church. If you meet that criteria, you can join the Knights of Columbus today by visiting kofc.org and clicking the Get Involved, or going over the Click or Get Involved tab, and then clicking the Join button under that link. Again, the Knights of Columbus, thank you for sponsoring this evening's game and the season. Again, you can find more information about them and join the Knights of Columbus at kofc.org. As that one is lined out into right by Trent Jeffcoat, drops for a base hit. So Jeffcoat picking up hit number 2 on the night. Out of his 3 at-bats, he goes 666 on the evening. But again, one last time just to finish that up, thank you to the Knights of Columbus. If you want more information about them or to join their organization, visit the Knights of Columbus online at kofc.org. That is kofc.org. In the meantime, the first baseman, Drew Camp, will come up to the plate for the Cardinals in this second plate appearance, or second batter, rather, to come up in his third plate appearance. There we go. That's the right way around. Jeffcoat, the lone runner, on first, as Camp is dealt a ball in the first pitch to start things off. It is a 1-0 from, I should have also mentioned, Garrett Lott, the new pitcher, coming in the previous warm-up session, 900 ERA, 1 inning pitched and 1 strikeout. Pitch number 2 of the at-bat will miss for ball 2. The count is now 2-0 here for Camp. And plate appearance number 3, where he's looking for his first bit of action.
Yeah, they have him listed as Garrett Lott, but I do not believe that is, because Garrett Lott is listed as a righty, and this is indeed a lefty. So I'm assuming this is some sort of deal with J.R. London, as he's wearing number 3, which is the number that Coltrane Rubner had before leaving the Cardinals due to injury. So I'd assume it's something along those lines, where this pitcher is new to the Purceville Cannons and just got here recently and has taken over the jersey number of somebody who wore number 42. So we'll see. We have no clue who this is. We feel bad that we don't know who this is, but
Yep.
A lefty is on the mound, not a righty in Garrett Lott. So Drew Camp faces the 2-1, and it's dealt over for a ball, and they check his swing over at first, and that is indeed remains a ball. So 3-1 here to Drew Camp, hoping to extend this inning for the Cardinals, as there's a runner on first and nobody out, as Trent Jeffcoat singled to lead off the inning. The throw over to first is not in time.
And I'm thinking, going back to your point about the pitcher, maybe Garrett Lott is like a switch hitter, but on the mound. Maybe he goes back and forth, and they just listed him as a righty. I mean, that's just my assumption. I have no idea. 3-1 comes in as Jeff Coach steals. It'll be down for a ball, so Camp will walk the 90-foot walk of fame. And now runners threaten first and second as Jeff Coat is safe at second following the throwback.
It was also a walk, so he would have gotten there either way, whether or not he got thrown out. But something that's interesting to me is his picture also doesn't look the same as the guy on the mound, so I have no clue.
That's true. I didn't even notice that.
I have no clue.
Honestly, I didn't even notice that he wasn't a righty until you said, this dude's not a righty.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, I was looking at the sheet to say, and new pitcher is Garrett Lott, as I saw number 42, as Dallas Height goes to bunt, and he pops it foul. The Cardinals would love if you could get a bunt down. It's always a positive for any team if you have a guy that can bunt and bunt very effectively. But going back to the point of the unknown starting pitcher, we'll just call him Joe. I don't know. John Doe. Let's call him John Doe over on the mound. But John Doe on the mound, we have no clue who he is. He's not listed on the rosters that we were given before the game, so we'll try and find him in between innings, as that is the best we can do, as Dallas Height is in for the 0-2 and foul to the right side for what will continue to be an 0-2 count, as Cameron is now looking up the roster for Purceville, trying to find who this John Doe is.
Just looking to see if there's an inactive player.
It still says Garrett Lott, so as number 42 under pitchers for them.
So they've got a couple inactive players. They've got one that's listed as disabled, but they don't say the positions, which, I mean, kind of makes sense. Or actually, I can just go through clicking. In the meantime, both runners on base advance a base. So Jeff Coat now stands in definite scoring position, and Drew Camp stands at second, so possible scoring position for him. And we're just going through these three inactive players, and no, none of them are pitchers.
Number 7,
Yeah, double steal right there as Dallas Heights strikes out on the slider low. There will be a pitching visit. I don't think this will be a new pitcher, as Riley Frost is awaiting the pitcher on deck, but it will be quite early to bring out a reliever. But in the meantime, we will take a 10-second break for this little announcement.
You're listening to Cardinals Baseball on StretchInternet.com and the Royal Examiner, affiliates of the Front Royal Cardinals radio network.
Now there has been the call to the bullpen during the station identification. So we will take a sideline to hear a word from our good friends at Christendom College, the second half of the sponsoring duo here this evening. And again, thank you to Christendom College and the Knights of Columbus for sponsoring. And we'll take a sideline here as we hear the word of this new pitcher. We'll be back in just a moment as Matthew might take a dance break here.
Overlooking the scenic Shenandoah River in a lovely sylvan setting, our campus is spacious, yet inviting, rich in culture, beauty, and history. It is a setting well-suited for our time-tested Catholic liberal arts curriculum, the same education that has inspired and produced the greatest men and women of Christendom over the past 2,000 years. Inside and outside the classroom, you will experience an integrated life. Here, you will strengthen your intellect in such a powerful way that you will have the ability to master any subject, no matter how complex the vocational calling. You will thrive in a supportive and Christ-centered culture dedicated to helping you realize your potential. Our education is not an education for the faint of heart, but for those willing to accept the bold and challenging call from God to become the great men or women that He wants them to be. Dare to join us. Dare to be great.
And we welcome you back to Bing Crosby Stadium as the new pitcher has been revealed. It is JMU dude Tyler Muscar. Go Dukes, Tyler, in the meantime. Unfortunately, you couldn't come over to the red and black. You had to stick with the maroon. But Tyler Muscar coming up, righty batter, lefty thrower, 6'4", 205-pound sophomore, again out of JMU, hometown of Centerville, Virginia. In the meantime, I'd like to thank our friends at Christendom College for their support of this game and of the season. Christendom College is a Catholic liberal arts college offering time-tested and rigorous education that develops the student's intellect in such a powerful way that he graduates with the ability to master any subject, no matter how complex the vocational calling. To learn more, visit Christendom College online at christendom.edu. That is CHRISTENDOM.edu. Christendom College, dare to be great. In the meantime, it is it Dallas? No, it is Riley Frost. Thank you, Point Streak, for updating just after I had to make myself look like an idiot. In the meantime, 1-0 is the count to Riley Frost, the second baseman this evening, who's looking for his first bit of action on the night. He is 13 for 65 coming into this at-bat. That is a perfect 200 batting average as he faces a 2-0 on the next one from the new pitcher, Muscar, who comes into the game with a 1.59 ERA, 17 innings under his belt, and 25 strikeouts. Here comes the 2-0. That'll be cut on and missed, strike one.
Yeah, Riley Frost looking to drive in runners 4 and 5 right here on the night for the Cardinals. That will be RBI 6 and 7 if he could drive them in here. And Muscar replacing John Doe, who we still never found out who he is. Sorry about that, number 42 for the Purceville Cannons. But he had a very quick hook as he was relieved after just 1/3 of an inning and only 3 batters. So it was very quick news for him to come in and out of this ball game as Riley Frost faces a 3-1. Muscar comes set, and he deals the 3-1. Riley Frost pops this one into center field. It might fall for a base hit, and it does. It looks like the run will score from third base, rather. And this ball gets away. They have Drew Camp in a rundown. Drew Camp is tagged out at the plate, but Riley Frost making it all the way to third base. So heads up base running there as Drew Camp gets thrown out trying to get back to the bag as he took too big of a round at third base, but Trent Jeffcoat does score on the Riley Frost RBI single, driving in run number 4 on the night for the Cardinals and RBI number 6 for Riley Frost. Riley Frost heads up base running right there, gets all the way to third base. So even with 2 outs here, a runner just 90 feet away can score via an error or a wild pitch / passed ball if Carlton Harper cannot get a base hit right here as he faces the lefty. He sets in for the 0-0. Muscar on the mound, deals and swing and a miss on a slider low and away.
Frost picks up hit number 1 on the night, make it number 14 on the season. He goes 1 for 3 out of that at-bat, make it 14 for 66. So his batting average goes to a 212 as, in the meantime, Carlton Harper coming in 2 for 2 on the night, so perfect so far, making it 9 for 25 on the season. That is a 360 batting average. So his batting average has taken a huge spiral upwards from the 304 he came in with. However, he faces 0-2 with 2 outs and Riley Frost on third as Muscar sets and deals the 0-2. That one will get him looking for strike 3. So his perfect hit streak will go down the tank as strike 3 will go past him looking. Harper down now 2 for 3. So looking for hit number 10 on the season in the next one as we go into the top half of the 6th. It is a 4-0 ball game in the advantage of the Front Royal Cardinals. And in the meantime, it is a 5-2 ball game. Harrisonburg beating Stanton so far in the bottom half of the 3rd. Newmarket extending their lead to 2-0 over Strasburg and Newmarket. And again, Woodstock beating Winchester earlier today, 10-0 in Winchester. We take a sideline here on the Front Royal Cardinals Radio Network. When we return, it'll be Cardinals baseball on the defensive side of things here in the top half of the 5th. Do you have plans for the 4th of July? Are you going to be in the town of Front Royal? What better way to spend your 4th of July weekend at Bing Crosby Stadium? The Front Royal Cardinals will host the Winchester Royals on Saturday, July 2nd at 7 p.m. The Cardinals will then host the Harrisonburg Turks in doubleheader action on Sunday, July 3rd at 4:30 and 7 o'clock. Make sure you're attending the game against the Harrisonburg Turks as we honor all of our hometown heroes, and we'll have fireworks following the second game. Sunday's doubleheader is presented to you by Cedarville Rowing Club, the town of Front Royal, and Lindsay Chevrolet. Tune in to the Front Royal Cardinals Radio Network 25 minutes before game time for pregame coverage of both games. Happy 4th of July, and go Cardinals! We welcome you back to Bing Crosby Stadium, and we return to you with a 4-0 ball game in the favor of the Front Royal Cardinals. And speaking of the Cardinals, a reminder, the Cardinals will not return home until Saturday. They will have a couple of off days and away games in the middle of this week. I know tomorrow is an off day and Wednesday is an away game. Thursday, Friday, I don't quite remember, but I know Saturday is a game here. Sunday is a game here, a doubleheader here, to correct my wording. Saturday, the Cardinals will host Winchester at 7 o'clock, and Sunday, or let's stop that for a second, bouncing ball to first, and will be tagged out for the batter, Mikey Brenton, who goes down 0 for 3 on the night. But on Sunday, July 3rd, the Cardinals will host the Harrisonburg Turks in doubleheader action on 4:30 and 7 o'clock. So if you can, mark your calendars for that game, especially stay all the way through the game no matter what happens in the game, as the Cardinals will have a fireworks show. I believe it's out past right field in that general area is where they're planning to have it. They'll have it roughly 9:10 to 9:20 is the start time in that time frame, is what I've been told, at least in that area, by a Facebook post by the town of Front Royal earlier this week, if you have not seen that.
Yeah, it will probably be whenever the game ends, and it's a 7-inning game, so that should last around 2 hours and 20 minutes if running somewhat on schedule, 20 minutes an inning, but Bryce Fisher deals upstairs now 2-1, but they'll probably start closer to 9:30, I would assume, given the fact that they won't do it right as the game ends, but probably a few minutes after for fans to relax, but also the team to watch as ball is grounded onto Jeffcoat at first, and the ball is overthrown to Drew Camp. But what hustle by Brody Popple over there to get over behind the throw. Brody Popple, the catcher on the evening, and doing what catchers should be doing, and that's running down the first baseline with the runner just in case of something like that, the ball getting away. So error on Trent Jeffcoat, which is E6, and stepping up is the 3-hitter Ryan Guida.
Yep.
I'm overthinking it every single time, but grounded out into a double play in his first at bat. Bryce Fisher looking to get him to do the same thing as he deals upstairs for a ball 1-0, and that will force Bryce's 80th pitch on the evening on this very next pitch.
What I've learned, Matthew, is especially since we don't have Facebook comments rolling in.
Get him.
In the meantime, there is a play at second that is not in time, but I mean, you do have comments on the Royal Examiner feed that we have, but I don't know how in-depth they go if you click onto that, but especially since Mike McCool has turned the comments off. Now, we turn them back on if we feel like it, but with Facebook comments, they'd say, his name is pronounced Gita or just something like that. I'm like, and it's spelled the exact same way it's written in the roster. I'm like, well, that doesn't help me at all. Sometimes they would correct me, and they'd be nice about it. They say, hey, just a heads up, the next time you say his name, it is actually, and they would spell it the way it's pronounced. I'd be like, okay, I can respect that. And there were some times where I'd be like, it's spelled like the way it's written in the roster. I'm like, I'm sticking with the way I've been. Okay.
Yeah. Sometimes the enunciation is the same. Like, if you say Matthew, you're going to say math and then EW, so, or Cameron, you're just going to say Cam, Ron, you know what I mean? But there are some names that obviously are going to be pronounced, and you can spell them differently for you to pronounce it different ways. But if it's spelled the same, it's like I have to hear it the right way if you're going to try and correct me. Like I can't understand it based on you just spelling it out to me. So
right.
it's interesting.
It's
so.
all fun and games for sure. And by the way, just because we're talking about this doesn't mean we're trying to make fun of anybody's name. We're trying our hardest to at least guess, if not get it right. And if we do say it wrong and you do want to try and fix us, just at least try to let us know if you can. If not, then again, our apologies for not getting that right. But, we're not trying to make fun of anybody or do anything like that. We're having a good time. We're trying to get exposure ourselves, just like these players are, but just in a different way, obviously, as that one is grounded to short by Guida. The play at first looks to be made. It is in time. Out number 2 is recorded, but again, we're not doing it on purpose, that's for sure. We're just trying our best. We're 2 college students, for God's sake. We're just trying as best as we can here. So if we do end up mispronouncing a name and you can fix our pronunciation again, please let us know. We're trying to be as professional as we can, but then again, if we're not getting it right and you can let us know. It's okay. We're all human. We all make mistakes. We don't know everything. That's why we have to learn. And that's my little spiel. I think the Knights of Columbus and Christendom College coming out has really just made me feel motivated right now.
As well as a winning baseball game for the Front Royal Cardinals.
That too.
They've struggled a lot recently, looking to break a 6-game losing streak, up 4-0 here in the top of the 6th inning. And up steps Cullen Horowitz. He is 0 for 2, and it looks to be 0 for 3. No, I believe that will be ruled a hit as Brennan Chisholm dives to try and make the play, and it bounces off of his glove into the glove of Trent Jeffcoat. But by that time, the bobble will allow for no play, but that will be ruled a hit as it was not a routine play per se. So up steps the shortstop, Justin Call, as he's over 2 with a ground ball to third and a fly ball to right field. So the Cannons threatening here a little bit with 2 outs here in the top of the 6th inning, down 4-0. Runners on first and second as Bryce Fisher, still on the mound, has pitched a very solid game so far for the Front Royal Cardinals, entering pitch 85 right here, and that one's over for a strike, 0-1.
There are runners on first and second. Horowitz standing on first. In front of him is Dylan Strickland on second. And in the meantime, Justin Akal is at the plate. He will face an 0-2 following that pitch that goes beautifully down the strike zone as he will look at that one go past. 2 outs down, top of the 6th inning. 4-0 ball game in the advantage of the Cardinals.
Yeah, and I'm hoping to see it here, but I love this home plate umpire strikeout call. It's just so nonchalant. It's just he's standing there and he just goes strike 3, and then he calls it. So hoping to see it here as Bryce Fisher will knock down number 8 on the night if he can strike out Justin Akal here as he fouls out one back on the 0-2 count to remain 0-2 here.
And there's been points where he's just been in his stance and just staying just for the suspense, and then he'll either call, it's a ball, or it's like strike 3, and it's like, okay, that's fun.
Yeah, and it's just so nonchalant too. It's just kind of like, all right, that was strike 3. Let's move on. Bryce Fisher, the pitch, and low and in, ball 1. So 1-2 to Justin Akal here from Bryce Fisher, as Fisher has dealt now 5 2/3 innings, giving up no runs, 3 hits, and the Cardinals, I believe it says they have 2 errors.
It looks something like that.
I can't tell if that's a 2 or a 5. There's a post right in the way, and it kind of looks like both in my opinion, but yeah. I have no clue as Bryce looks back to second, nobody there. Steps off for just timing purposes, needs to restart right here. He steps back on the mound to call back in the box, so ready to go. 1-2 here. Fisher sets, looks back to second, and deals the 1-2. Popped into center field, looks to be playable, but it falls in front of the center fielder, Drew Bristow. The throw is cut off, and the Purceville Cannons will score their first run of the night. That will be unearned, as that runner got on via a error by Trent Jeffcoat at first. So Bryce Fisher still holding on to that 0 ERA for the game as he allows his first run, and the Cannons get back into it, down 4-1 with a runner on first and second.
In the meantime, Harrisonburg's lead has been chopped down to 2 over the Stanton Braves. Harrisonburg now leads 5-3 after so far in the top of the 4th. The Braves have scored 1. They scored 2 in the top of the 2nd, and we will get a pitching visit here. 5-3 ball game in Harrisonburg. Now a 3-0 ball game in Newmarket over the Express. The Rebels have just scored because last time I checked just a few seconds ago, it was a 2-0 game. So the Rebels have tacked on another insurance run. They've scored 1 in 3 straight frames so far in the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th to make it a 3-0 ball game over the top-seeded Express in the North Division. And again, earlier on, with a 5 o'clock game, Woodstock defeating Winchester 10-0 at Jim Barnett Park. And in the meantime, we will take a brief pause for a 10-second station identification on the Front Royal Cardinals Radio Network.
You're listening to Cardinals Baseball on StretchInternet.com and the Royal Examiner, affiliates of the Front Royal Cardinals Radio Network.
And we welcome you back to Bing Crosby Stadium. It is now a 4-1 ball game. The Cardinals lead over the visiting Purceville Cannons following a score and then a pitching visit from Clint Marsh to Bryce Fisher, who has pitched 5 2/3. So if you want to be really technical, he's pitched the whole game so far. As we are 2 outs down in this top of the 6th, 4-1 ball game in the advantage of the Front Royal Cardinals, who are looking to snap a 6-game losing skid that has gone on for the last week and a half or so. As Bryce Fisher sets on the mound, here comes the pitch that'll be popped up, and will it be playable? No, it will not.
Yeah, and that was pitch number 90 on the evening for Bryce Fisher, but he's thrown a good bit of strikes. That was number 66 and only 24 balls so far. So if my math does serve me right, that is 90.
You're right.
And Bryce Fisher looking good so far. Still hasn't allowed an earned run as he sets and deals. Fouled back 0-2. So hopefully he has set up the hitter, not Justin McCall, Brady Drawball for a K right here. Hopefully he has struck a lot of those hitters out on sliders low or fastballs up, and he just threw a slider. So his best bet is to go with a fastball up in the zone right here as Bryce Fisher sets and deals. And that's exactly what he does as he throws the fastball right by him for strikeout number 8 on the ball game. That will probably be it for Bryce Fisher. What an outing so far, giving up 1 run. That 1 run is unearned. He went through 6 innings, 8 strikeouts, raising it up to number 26 on this season so far for Bryce Fisher. So the Cardinals go into the bottom of the 6th inning up 4-1. Thank you for those of you guys listening on Stretch Internet Radio Network and those of you guys watching and listening live on the Front Royal Examiner YouTube Live.
What makes a place great? Is it an incredible landscape, unique in the world, carved over the eons into rolling mountains and gentle valleys? Is it the rivers that sing and shout and flow into breathtaking chasms? Is it the trails that lead over hills and to the edges of beautiful views? Is it the natural places and things, big and small, and the outdoor places that people have enjoyed for generations? Or is it the people themselves? The people who've turned this land into an inviting refuge for art and culture and festivals and celebrations of all the things that make life great. The people who make food grown fresh and served with creativity and care, who make wine and beer and donuts from scratch. People who have shown travelers from all over the world all of the things there are to do and see and experience. What if greatness wasn't one of these things, or even a few of these things, but all of them together?
This message is brought to you by Warren County Government.
And we welcome you back to Bing Crosby Stadium. If you're watching on the Royal Examiner, you would have seen during the break the wild card is entertaining fans on the first base side, and especially the younger generation. In the meantime, Brennan Chisholm up 0-1 on the night, 1 for 1 in the ball strike count. He will cut that one and foul it at the plate for strike 2. So the count is 1 ball and 2 strikes here for Brennan Chisholm, the third baseman. I was going to get it wrong, so I'm glad I looked. 1 ball and 2 strikes here for Chisholm, looking for hit number 4 on the season. 0 for 1 again on the night. He has walked earlier in this game as the 1-2 will go down the strike zone. Strike 3, Chisholm goes down on strikes as he will look at that one go past him. That brings up Drew Bristow, and following him will be J.R. Lunnan before leaving the do-up numbers and before rerounding the lineup to Brody Popple.
Number 21, Drew Bristow.
So in the meantime, Drew Bristow coming up with an .081 batting average. He is 0 for 2 on the night with 2 strikeouts so far. 0-1 is the count. Here comes the pitch. That's fouled off on the third base side. So 0-2 now for Bristow. In the meantime, Harrisonburg's lead is slowly shrinking more as they now lead 5-4 over the Stanton Braves at Veterans Memorial Park in Harrisonburg. So 0-2 is the count. The Newmarket and Strasburg score is still 3-0 in the favor of the Rebels as the 0-2 comes down and misses ball 1. Count is 1-2 now for Drew Bristow here. 1 out down, bottom of the 6th. Cardinals lead 4-1 over the visiting Purceville Cannons here in Monday Night Baseball. As the 1-2 will get him on strikes, looking for strike 3. As that'll bring up J.R. Lunnan to the plate for the Cardinals, who did get a hit earlier on in this game, and it was also tacked as an RBI. So he has 1 for 2 on the night and 1 for 2 on the season with a .500 batting average. So in reality, he leads the whole team in batting averages.
Yeah, I don't like that rule as it just kind of goes on batting average rather than you need a certain amount of plate appearances in order to qualify for the average. So like Carlton Harper was 3 for 5 or something like that and had a 600 average and was leading the team, but he only had five at-bats as J.R. London. I keep forgetting the last name. J.R. London. We'll have to get used to that. Swings and misses through the 1-0. Now takes low for a ball. 2-1 now.
2 outs down in this bottom half of the 6th. The Cardinals lead 4-1, but unfortunately for them so far have not been able to get anybody on base yet, as that'll be a strike 2 on the swing from Lunnan. So 2 balls, 2 strikes with 2 outs down here. Lunnan in the hot seat now to keep this inning alive for the Cardinals, where besides 2 frames, they've scored in every single one as the 2-2 comes in, and that will do it on a swinging miss for J.R. Lunnan. He will go down 1 for 3 now. As we go into this timeout here at Bing Crosby Stadium, it's a 4-1 ball game in the advantage of the homestanding Front Royal Cardinals. We'll return to you on the Front Royal Cardinals radio network right after these messages. Do you have plans for the 4th of July? Are you going to be in the town of Front Royal? What better way to spend your 4th of July weekend?
Three, two, one, go!
Come on, y'all, make some noise for him. Make some noise for him. Make some noise. Come on. He's still spinning. He's still spinning. You got to run to the jersey. Run. Run. Down the side. He's there. He's still spinning. Oh. Uh-oh. Wait a minute. He's sideways. He's sideways. Collected himself. Yes. Come on, y'all, make some noise for these guys. Make some noise. It's a race to the finish.
However, it does appear.
All right. It looks like Mike won. I think they're both winners. What do you got to say?
6 complete innings. Can't quite tell who is just yet. However, it appears, well, obviously,
by the way that the pitcher is throwing it. It sounds like Sean Munoz, but I can't quite tell. And there's my proof. Yep, Sean Munoz. Thank you, Harold Chun, if you can hear me or are listening back. Thank you from a long time ago if you're watching this now, as we're in the top half of the 7th inning. Cardinals lead 4-1. And a reminder to show up if you can this weekend for Cardinals baseball all weekend long. After a couple off nights and an away week for them pretty much, after this evening's game, they will come back on Saturday to the confines of Bing Crosby Stadium for a 7 o'clock game between the Winchester Royals in a rematch from the other day. And the Cardinals will then go from the Royals on Saturday to the Harrisonburg Turks on Sunday. For the first time, I believe they met here since 2019 as well. And there'll be a doubleheader action there on Sunday as well, 4:30 and 7 o'clock. For Saturday, Matthew will hit the airwaves around 6:35 on Saturday and around 4:05 on Sunday. I will not be here for either of those games. In fact, I'll be out that entire week, unfortunately. So I will be watching from afar and cheering for the team as the 1-0 is the count to Braden Kessie, who is 0 for 2 on the night. And that one will go down the strike zone, tickles it on the bottom side, strike one. Count evens now at a down count, 1 ball, 1 strike here for Kessie, who is looking for his first bit of action here. 5 for 23 coming into this at-bat on the season. That is a .217 batting average, as that pitch will miss ball 2. Two balls and 1 strike to the leadoff batter for the frame, Braden Kessie. And Munoz will deal 2-1, and that will be made to third. The play at first will be in time. That was a very late call, but in fact, it is the call that the Cardinals wanted. 1 out is on the board after a throw out at first for Braden Kessie. He goes down 0 for 3 as Wyatt Miles will come up to the plate. He is 0 for 1 on the night, but does have a walk. Sits at a .212 batting average on the season coming into this at-bat.
Yeah, and I would just like to point out how well Bryce Fisher started this ball game off for the Front Royal Cardinals. I know his offense gave him 4 runs of support, which is more than I think Bryce was expecting, given the recent offensive struggles from the Front Royal Cardinals. But nonetheless, Bryce Fisher allowed only 1 run in 6 innings. That 1 run was unearned, so he will lower his ERA. Not sure what to yet, but he then picked up 8 strikeouts as well, raising that to his to 26 on the season. As Drew Camp makes a nice diving play, throw on the first is in time to Sean Munoz. So Sean Munoz has come in and gotten 2 ground ball outs so far for the Front Royal Cardinals, as they look to head into the bottom of the 7th, maintaining a 4-1 lead over the Purceville Cannons.
That brings up the 9th batter in the lineup, Jose Torres, who is 0 for 2 on the night with a strikeout. He sits 133 on his batting average coming into the at-bat on seasonal stats. As Munoz will sit on the mound, 2 outs. Here comes the pitch. That one goes down the strike zone. Strike 1, 0-1 to start things off here for Torres. And plate appearance number 3. Torres coming in 2 for 13, so make it 2 for 15. Again, that's a 133. So his batting average has gone from 153 down. And a 1-1 is the count on the next one from Munoz, who is on 2/3 of an inning now with a 3.86 ERA. The 1-1 comes in and misses downstairs, ball 2. Munoz has 2 1/3 under his belt, so he has pitched 3 complete, counting these stats so far. 2 strikeouts on the season. Pitch number 5 of the at-bat coming up. Pitch number 10 on the night for him as well, or pitch number 11, rather, as well, as the 2-1 comes in from Munoz. That one will miss downstairs, ball 3. Count is 3-1 to Torres.
Yeah, and his ERA says 3.86, but so far he's only allowed 1 earned run, I believe, but because of that 2.1 innings pitched, he comes in with a more inflated ERA than what his appearances have actually shown. So he gets a swing and a miss there. The payoff will be dealt when ready. So Sean Munoz steps on the mound and looks in for a sign. Jose Torres ready in the box. He sets and deals outside, ball 4. So Munoz allows his first walk of the evening. I believe that's only the second walk for the Purceville Cannons this entire game. I could be wrong on that.
No, you're
Indeed.
right. You're right.
As Bryce Fisher only allowed 1 walk that entire 6 innings of work. So with 2 outs here, runner on first, and the top of the lineup coming up in the form of Mikey Brinton, who has struck out twice and grounded to first as he takes a ball low and away outside as Sean Munoz looks to bring it back in here and keep the Cannons scoreless to go into the bottom of the 7th inning.
Pitch number 15 of the game coming up for Munoz on a 1-0. It misses downstairs, ball 2. Count is 2-0 to Mikey Brinton, who is 0 for 3 on the night. Make it 15 for 59 on the season. That is a .254 batting average. 1 home run, 6 RBIs. Here comes the 2-0. That is cut on and missed, strike 1. Count is 2-1 now to the original leadoff batter playing center field this evening. 2 outs down, top of the 7th. Getting a little ahead of myself there. 4-1 ball game in the advantage of the Front Royal Cardinals here. Here comes the 2-1 that is cut on and missed, strike 2. So the count evens now in a down count, 2 balls and 2 strikes here. Again, 2 outs down in the top half of the 7th. The Cannons do have a runner on. It is in the form of Jose Torres, the 9th batter in the lineup. Here comes the 2-2 that has popped up. Looks to go
Get foul.
In fact, foul. That was a very close foul call, as that may have bumped the line on the bare edge of it.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, that's tough to see if you're the home plate umpire right there. And I think the Purceville Cannons want to get that on replay. So that ball barely got foul, if not hitting the line. I thought it could have gone either way, and I think it would have been a fine call, in my opinion, just because that's tough to see from where we are and from where he is. But the Cannons certainly would like that one back, and the Cardinals are thankful that that one did not land, as that probably would have resulted in a run, as the runner would have been going on contact. The 2-2 is dealt, hit on to second. Riley Frost with a nice sliding grab, and the throw to first is in time. So the Cardinals leave a runner stranded at second, and nice play by Riley Frost to end the inning. So the Cardinals going into the bottom of the 7th inning, up 4-1 over the Cannons, as we hear the 7th inning stretch, and that will take us into the 7th inning stretch. So thanks to those of you guys listening on YouTube live on the Front Royal Examiner, and those of you guys listening live on Stretch Internet Radio Network.
It was a code 10, hard water again. Worst part is Claire was unaware.
Hey, call again.
Yes, it
Do you have plans for the 4th of July? Are you going to be in the town of Front Royal? What better way to spend your 4th of July weekend at Bing Crosby Stadium? The Front Royal Cardinals will host the Winchester Royals on Saturday, July 2nd at 7 p.m. The Cardinals will then host the Harrisonburg Turks in doubleheader action on Sunday, July 3rd at 4:30 and 7 o'clock. Make sure you're attending the game against the Harrisonburg Turks as we honor all of our hometown heroes, and we'll have fireworks following the second game. Sunday's doubleheader is presented to you by Cedarville Rowing Club, the town of Front Royal, and Lindsay Chevrolet. Tune in to the Front Royal Cardinals Radio Network 25 minutes before game time for pregame coverage of both games. Happy 4th of July, and go Cardinals! And we welcome you back to Bing Crosby Stadium, where if you are just joining us, it is a 4-1 ball game. And the advantage of the homestanding Front Royal Cardinals, who are looking to, with this game, snap a 6-game losing streak that they've accumulated over a doubleheader and 4 other games over the last week and a half area, as that will bring up Brody Popple, the original leadoff batter, to start things off here in this bottom half of the 7th, as the left fielder for the Cannons, Braden Kessie, will make his way over and set up in the outfield. He didn't look to be quite ready following the warm-ups. In the meantime, Muscar deals to Popple a strike, 0-1. Here comes the pitch. That one misses downstairs this time. 1-for-1 is the count now for Popple, who is 1-for-3 on the evening.
Yeah, and the Front Royal Cardinals are up 4-1, which is a really good sign for them. But it's been a great night here at the ballpark, as the crowd has really been great here on Knights of Columbus sponsorship night, as this one's popped into right field and caught. And also, it's a great time since the Cardinals are winning at home for the first time in a little bit over a week, as 8 days ago was their last win at home, as they have hosted 2 other ball games here at Bing Crosby Stadium. And the Cardinals have dropped 1, 2, 3, 4. They've dropped 4 of their last 5 games at home, looking to turn that around, as they're looking to snap a 6-game losing streak as well. Up 4-1 here in the bottom of the 7th inning over the visiting Purceville Cannons.
I might add as well that the Strasburg game on Friday saw the Cardinals go up 4-0 over the top-seeded Express. But I believe it was the 5th, 6th, 4th inning, something like that. It was between the 4th and the 6th inning. I do know that for a fact, where the Express took an 8-4 lead off of an 8-run inning, which was unfortunate for the Cardinals. And then the Express did pick up a little extra steam late in the game, maybe 6th, 7th, 8th inning, something like that, 7th, 8th, 9th, to win that game 11-4 or 5, something like that. I don't know why I was getting ready to say 3. That was a different game. No, in the meantime, the second batter in the lineup, Trent Jeffcoat, 2-for-3 on the night, faces 2-2. 1 out down, bottom of the 7th. Cardinals lead 4-1. A reminder, if you don't have plans for the 4th of July, you can make some by coming to Bing Crosby Stadium, as Jeffcoat finds the count full on the next pitch from Muscar. But the Cardinals will host Winchester on Saturday, July 2nd, and will host Harrisonburg in a doubleheader on Sunday, July 3rd, 4:30 and 7 o'clock on the doubleheader, just 7 o'clock on the Saturday night game. Here comes the payoff. That's fouled back, so Jeffcoat will stay alive here late in this at-bat. 1 out down, bottom of the 7th, 3-2 count to Jeffcoat, 4-1 ball game. But if you at least don't want to come Saturday, please make sure to come Sunday, at least for the second game, because the Cardinals will have fireworks go off. I've been told out in right field, or at least out past the right field wall or in that general area, as Jeffcoat will foul that one off. Looks to be playable in foul territory. The catch will be made. Dropped, my apologies. But a great effort out there by Wyatt Miles to almost come up with that, and that was a great effort. I think that came off of the mask of the catcher, maybe? It popped off of something.
That one popped off of his glove, but it looks like he kind of struggled a little bit with the lights right there, as it looked like he battled it all the way until the end and kind of jabbed at it without knowing really where the baseball was. So luckily for Trent, that gives him another chance here at the plate, as Muscar deals the 3-2, and it hits Trent Jeffcoat, which is definitely something you don't want to do with the speed he has. So Trent Jeffcoat will reach on first base with his, I believe, third time on the bases as it is. He is 2 for 3 with a strikeout so far, but has 2 runs on the evening. So looking to score again as he's put on first for free with a hit by a pitch by Musker.
The question is, if that wouldn't have been an HBP, could that have been a walk or a strike? That would have. Always when I see full counts or payoffs hit the batter, I'm like, could that have been the same situation of what they're getting, or could that have been a situation where you send them back? And that's always just something that always makes me thinking, like, wow, that could have gone one way or the other. As in the meantime, the first baseman, Drew Camp, faces strike down the middle on the first one. 0-1 to start things off here for him. As he comes into this at-bat 0 for 2, make it 16 for 56 on the season, looking for his first bit of action here. As he sits at a 286 batting average on the season, faces ball 1 on the second pitch of the at-bat. 1 ball, 1 strike here. 1 out down, bottom of the 7th. Cardinals have Trent Jeffcoat on first. And with anything, he could get on third as long as it's long enough for him to do so. Musker deals the 1-1 as Jeffcoat is off to second. And nobody home to make the play, so the catcher Torres will not attempt the throw at all. As the second baseman Strickland and the shortstop McCall were not playing second at all there. So Jeffcoat will get a free base, and he'll get it without getting dirty. So 2 balls and 1 strike count now to Drew Camp, again looking for his first hit of the night. He is 0 for 2, but he has been on base off of a walk earlier in this game.
Yeah, and that's where hitting Jeffcoat hurts you, is because of that speed. Now he's on second base with a 3-1 count to Drew Camp. So good spot to drive him in here, where a base hit will most likely score Trent Jeffcoat with that speed of his. But if you're going to hit a speedy base runner, if you don't hit him in the legs, it's not really going to affect him on the bases, as Drew Camp takes low ball 4. So now first and second here for Dallas Height, who leads the team, I believe, in RBIs with 13 and leads the team as well in home runs with 3. So hopefully Dallas Height, who's been hitting well of recently, can drive in a couple runs here and put the Cardinals up big going into in this bottom of the 7th, going into the top of the 8th when they are done hitting.
He certainly isn't the best tonight, but he is definitely one of the best. He is one of the best. There we go. And in fact, did hit him. As I was trying to say before the immediate HBP, Dallas Height coming into the at-bat 1 for 3 on the night. His hit being an RBI. He has, unfortunately for him, struck out, though. There we go. That's correct grammar. But Musker has done what the Cardinals have not had, at least go good for them in quite a bit, and that is load the bags, which will bring Riley Frost to the plate. He's 1 for 3 on the night with an RBI and a strikeout. So could hit number 2 be a grand slam?
Ideally, yeah, but right now Riley Frost just looking to put up a good at-bat and drive the ball gap to gap, because good things happen when you try to stay towards the middle of the field, especially with the bags loaded. You're just looking for some RBIs and put some cushioning on this lead, as Musker has done all the damage himself with a walk and 2 hit by pitches. So Musker deals the 0-0 up and away, 1-0. So Riley in a good spot to do some damage.
1 out down in this bottom half of the 7th. Bags are loaded here at Bing Crosby Stadium. We got Trent Jeffcoat on third, Drew Camp on second, Dallas Height on first. Here comes the 1-0. That one goes upstairs, ball 2. So Frost hasn't been walked yet this game. If he does, it will score a run, and the Cardinals will go up 5-1. They're currently sitting at 4-1 right now. Here comes the 2-0. That one will cut on and miss, strike 1 for Frost. Frost has struck out this game. He sits 14 for 66. That is a .212 batting average. So despite being down 1 for 3 on the night, his batting average has gone up slightly since the beginning of this game. He sat 206, as he will face 3-1 on the next one following the pitch that misses. Again, 1 1 out down in the bottom half of the 7th. Cardinals lead 4-1. If Riley Frost walks on the next one, it'll make a 5-1 game. Here comes the 3-1 pitch. That'll cut and miss, strike 2. So there's 1 out down, full count to the second baseman, Riley Frost.
Yeah, and even though he swung and missed, that was a healthy cut right there on 3-1, trying to get his money's worth on a good count as Musgrove deals the 3-2, and that one's popped foul into right field. So we will do this again. We'll do the payoff again with 1 out here, and the bags loaded in the bottom of the 7th for number 7 at the dish, the second baseman on the night, Riley Frost, as Musker's ready on the mound. Riley's ready in the box. The payoff pitch is fouled back again, so we will do it yet again when both parties are ready to go.
That is the second time straight that Riley Frost has fouled back, so he's really getting his money's worth here as payoff number 3 will come up from Muskar, and here it comes. That will be popped straight up. Looks to be playable. Will it be? And it will just about be. What a play. Did he catch it?
He did catch that ball.
That is
What
in fact
a play.
That is in fact an outstanding play, to make it more grammatically correct.
Or are they calling that he dropped that ball? We can't really tell up here. We just saw that the ball hit the glove, but it looks like Riley's staying in the box. So I guess it was not caught, but what a great attempt nonetheless by Jose Torres behind the dish as he was right up on the fence to try and make that play, and I guess just popped out of the glove as Musker deals another payoff pitch, and this one's fouled back into the glove. So that will be strike number 3 as Riley Frost goes back into the dugout down on strikes, leaving the bases loaded now for Carlton Harper, who is 2 for 3 on the evening, but did strike out last time against Musker. So Musker looking to do the same thing on the mound as he's ready to go. He sets and deals the 0-0 to Carlton Harper, and this one's fouled back. So although they have not done it yet, the Cardinals trying to not strand these runners on the bags. It would be quite unfortunate as they do have a 3-run lead, but you're always looking to extend as Musker deals the 0-1, and now the Cardinals are a strike away from stranding the bases loaded.
Carlton Harper again coming into this at-bat 2 for 3, make it 9 for 26 on the season. That is a 346. He faces an 0-2 with 2 down. Here comes the pitch that is cut on and missed for strike 3. The ball will get behind him as Jeff Coat will score. The play at first will not, or will be in time, rather.
So the run does not score.
So get rid of what I said there. The run does not count. An effort there by Trent Jeffcoat, though, but unfortunately, Carlton Harper didn't take off in enough time. As that completes 7, it is a 4-1 ball game in the advantage of the Cardinals. The Cardinals have not scored since the 5th. As we go into the top half of the 8th, Cardinals lead 4-1 over the visiting Purceville Cannons here on the Front Royal Cardinals Radio Network. Don't go anywhere as we come back to you right after this.
Woods Cove Assisted Living has been working with families for over 15 years to offer quality care to patients who need additional support. We concentrate on working with our residents in need of this kind of support and delivering healthcare and other essential services in the solace of their new home. Our demonstrated track record of providing improved quality of life for our residents is evident in the satisfaction our families feel and the contentment our residents experience daily. We focus on quality healthcare that is family-centered and involve you, their family, and their healthcare plan. We understand that the services we provide should reflect the care a family member would afford our residents. Contact us at 540-636-6611 or visit us at 201 West Kreiser Road in Front Royal. At Woods Cove, your family is our family.
And we welcome you back to Bing Crosby Stadium as Munoz finishes his warm-ups. A 4-1 ball game in the advantage of the Cardinals as we go into the top half of the 8th here from Bing Crosby. Cardinals have led this whole game and have not scored rather since the fifth frame. They scored 2 in the bottom half of the first and didn't score then until the fourth, and now they've scored 1 in both the fourth and the fifth frames, but have not scored since then, as it's now a 4-1 ball game. The Purceville Cannons scored in the sixth. And the first pitch in the meantime from Munoz to the new batter, Strickland, is a miss downstairs, ball 1. Count is 1-0. Here comes that pitch. That one goes down the strike zone, strike 1. So the count evens, 1 ball, 1 strike here for Strickland, who is 1 for 3 on the night. Munoz deals the 1-1 that looked to curve out. It did. And it went into the left-hand batter's box and didn't fool Strickland, however. So the count will go 2 balls and a strike here. As Munoz sets 2-1, count is on the pitch. Here it comes. That one curved again. This time just about tickled the strike zone. Didn't quite go, though. 3-1 is the count for Strickland. So here comes the 3-1. That'll be tipped and fouled back. So the count now fills 3 balls, 2 strikes. So more like Munoz now has battled back from a 3-1. So the count is full for the batter, Dylan Strickland, playing second base this evening as Munoz sets on the mound. Pitch number 25 coming up. It is marked as a payoff. He will set on the mound. Strickland sets in batter's box. Here comes the payoff. That is cut on and missed. Strike 3 is the call. Munoz picks up strikeout number 1 on the night, make it number 3 on the season for him. And that will call up the third batter originally in the lineup, Ryan Guida, to the plate. Guida is, in fact, 1 for 3 on the night as he fouls that one away for strike 1. And he sits at a .407 batting average coming into the game, 10 for 24, so now 11 for 27. As the 0-1 goes downstairs, ball 1. Count evens at a down count, 1 ball and 1 strike.
Cardinals looking to hold on to a 4-1 lead right here in the top of the 8th inning as Guida's in and faces the 1-1 outside. 2-1 now from Sean Munoz. But the Cardinals looking to snap a 6-game losing streak and win their first game in 8 days. So that would be huge as Munoz deals, and it looks to be low. Yep, it is indeed low for a ball. Now 3-1. So Munoz in a little bit of a hole here to the 3-hitter Ryan Guida as Colin Horowitz is on deck. And the 3-1 is down, and it's hit up the middle. Nice play by Riley Frost. The throw on the first is picked in time. What a play by Riley Frost. His second web gem of the evening as Drew Camp with a nice pick over there at first to save an error. So now 2 outs here with the help of Riley Frost. And Sean Munoz looking to put up another 0 in his second inning as Colin Horowitz comes up to the plate.
That indeed was a magnificent play by the shortstop, Riley Frost, out there. I'm not going to lie, I kind of thought that got past him just barely, but no, he in fact came up with that ball and more surprisingly made that play in time because it looked like it got there very close. When Ryan Guida just about got to the bag, that ball landed in the glove of Drew Camp as this one is lined out to right, looks to be on target with Dallas Height. He will make the catch and retire the side. So the Cardinals record 3 with 2 straight frames of scorelessness on the Purceville offense. They will go into the defense looking to hold the Cardinals down to a scoreless frame as well. However, the Cardinals lead 4-1 going into this bottom half of the 8th inning. We take a sideline here on the Front Royal Cardinals Radio Network. When we return, the Cardinals will go into the offense right after this break.
I'm J.B. Howler, President and CEO of U.S. Inspect Group, the country's largest home inspection company. We operate nationally across 24 MSAs, and our 30-year-old brand has delivered 3 million inspections. The best real estate brokerages in the country love us because we help their real estate agents get deals closed faster and we protect their customers. We have a proven business model and positive EBITDA. With new investors, new management, new board, and new products, our mission is to make home inspections as simple and painless as ordering an Uber.
This message is brought to you by US Inspect. For more information, find them online at usinspect.com.
Do you have plans for the 4th of July? Are you going to be in the town of Front Royal? What better way to spend your 4th of July weekend at Bing Crosby Stadium? The Front Royal Cardinals will host the Winchester Royals on Saturday, July 2nd at 7 p.m. The Cardinals will then host the Harrisonburg Turks in doubleheader action on Sunday, July 3rd at 4:30 and 7 o'clock. Make sure you're attending the game against the Harrisonburg Turks as we honor all of our hometown heroes, and we'll have fireworks following the second game. Sunday's doubleheader is presented to you by Cedarville Rowing Club, the town of Front Royal, and Lindsay Chevrolet. Tune in to the Front Royal Cardinals Radio Network 25 minutes before game time for pregame coverage of both games. Happy 4th of July, and go Cardinals! And we welcome you back to Bing Crosby Stadium in the bottom half of the 8th. It is a 4-1 ball game as the Purceville Cannons will call up a new pitcher. It is, in fact, number 47, Isaias Miramontes. And again, apologies if I butchered that name. We're both trying our best, and I'm not great at pronouncing names. So Isaias Miramontes will come up, a righty, 6 foot, 215-pound senior out of Cal State, out of Bakersfield, hometown of Mira Loma, California. In the meantime, the Cardinals will bring up, it appears, Brennan Chisholm to lead things off here for the Cardinals.
Brennan Chisholm on the night is 0 for 2 with a walk. He has 2 strikeouts on the evening so far. That was in the 4th and the 6th inning. The walk came in the 2nd inning. Nothing came of that as he was stranded at first base after Brody Popple, Drew Bristow, and J.R. London could not move him over. So up now, he looks at a strike, 0-1 from Miramontes, as he's already dealing the second pitch, and that's low for a ball, 1-1.
Miramonte is coming into this game with a 2.08 ERA. He's got 4 1/3 under his belt with 5 strikeouts. He faces a 1-1. Here it comes as that one will go downstairs again. Ball 2 is the call. So the count is 2 balls and a 1 strike here to the leadoff batter for the frame, Brennan Chisholm, who is 0 for 2 on the night, 3 for 23 on the season, as that one will be popped and fouled on the third base side, out of play. Chisholm, in the meantime, with a 130 batting average, so his batting average has gone down a little bit from his 142 that he started the game with. So due up for the Cardinals in this frame is Chisholm, who is up now. Following him is Bristow and J.R. Lunnan. As Chisholm will strike out looking. Count is not, or my apologies, there is 1 out on the board in this bottom half of the 8th. Cardinals again lead 4-1. All they need to do now, besides get some offense going, if they don't choose to, it's not that big of a deal, but whatever happens, they need to hold off Purceville in the top half of the 9th to call game, as Bristow faces strike 1 on the first one.
Yeah, and after everything goes according to plan for the Cardinals here, the winning pitcher will be Bryce Fisher, as he goes 6 innings, not giving up an earned run, but does give it up an unearned run in the 6th inning, allowing the Purceville Cardinals to make a slight comeback, but haven't done anything since the 6th or outside of the 6th inning, still down 4-1. And if Sean Munoz goes back onto the mound, he will get the save on the night, as he would have completed 3 innings pitched and will be in the ball game when the Cardinals are within 3 runs while leading. So if not, then whoever comes in for the Cardinals will indeed get the save, and Sean Munoz will be given a hold on the evening, as the 3-1 to Bristow is popped into left field. Looks like it's going to get down, and it does, as Bristow makes a bigger turn at first, but holds there with a single. So runner on first and runner on first and 1 out following the
Brennan Chisholm
strikeout by Brennan Chisholm. Sorry, Drew Bristow just got that base hit, not Brennan Chisholm. So J.R. London will be coming to the plate now, looking to turn the lineup over to Brody Popple with 2 runners on and 1 out here in the bottom of the 8th inning for the Cardinals, up 4-1 over the Purceville Cannons.
It'd be worth mentioning that Drew Bristow just recorded his first hit of the evening and number 4 on the season. That one's lined down the first base line. They will get him out at second, but the play at first is not in time. It's bounced around by the first baseman Horowitz. So there are 2 outs down now as J.R. Lennon getting on base for the second, I believe, time in this game.
Yes, it's actually the 3rd time that he's gotten on during this game, and he's 1 for 4 now with a strikeout and 2 fielder's choice, as well as a base hit up the middle to drive in the Cardinals' 3rd run of the ball game as Brody Popple comes to the dish and looks at a ball low. 1-0 as J.R. London gets back to first base.
1-0 is the count now for the leadoff batter. Originally, Brody Popple playing behind the dish. 2 outs down, bottom of the 8th. Here comes the pitch from Miramontes. Runner on first. Lennon will go off. They will get him at first. It appears they, in fact, will. So Popple will come back up to finish his at-bat if needed. That is, if the Cannons score 3 in the next frame. They do catch J.R. Lennon stealing. But again, if the Cannons can score 3, Popple will finish his at-bat in the bottom of the frame. But the Cardinals don't want that to happen. They like Birdie, but they don't want that to happen. They want to close this game out, and it appears, a little sneak peek, Sean Munoz is coming in. He's still here, so if the Cardinals can hold him off, like Matthew said, he will get the save. Speaking of save, we'll save you time from listening to us keeping on talking. We'll take a brief smooth transition. We'll take a brief sideline here on the Front Row Cardinals Radio Network. When we come back, possibly the last frame of the game in the top half of the 9th, the Cardinals lead 4-1.
TLC Settlements is a proud sponsor of the 2022 Cardinals. When buying, selling, or refinancing your investment, TLC Settlements, LLC believes that every transaction is important, no matter how big or how small. The trustworthy team of Tracy, Lucy, and Christy bring 55-plus years experience in the industry. We are dedicated to and take pride in the service that we give to each and every customer. Although we do many closings each month, every closing is very important to us. Our service speaks for itself at TLC Settlements.
Do you have plans for the 4th of July? Are you going to be in the town of Front Royal? What better way to spend your 4th of July weekend at Bing Crosby Stadium? The Front Royal Cardinals will host the Winchester Royals on Saturday, July 2nd at 7 p.m. The Cardinals will then host the Harrisonburg Turks in doubleheader action on Sunday, July 3rd at 4:30 and 7 o'clock. Make sure you're attending the game against the Harrisonburg Turks as we honor all of our hometown heroes, and we'll have fireworks following the second game. Sunday's doubleheader is presented to you by Cedarville Rowing Club, the town of Front Royal, and Lindsay Chevrolet. Tune in to the Front Royal Cardinals Radio Network 25 minutes before game time for pregame coverage of both games. Happy 4th of July, and go Cardinals! And we welcome you back to Bing Crosby Stadium in this top half of the 9th, where the Cardinals lead 4-1 over the visiting Purceville Cannons, as Munoz will deal the opening pitch to the batter. It appears Justin Akal, who is 1 for 3 on the evening. In the meantime, Munoz deals ball 2 on there. 1 for 3 on the evening, 11 for 35 on the season. So make it a .314 batting average. So his batting average really hasn't been affected so far. 1 home run, 6 RBIs in the process. Here comes the 2-0 from Munoz. That one will miss as well, ball 3. That one looked like it could have gone both ways, but then again, this angle is a whole lot different from what the umpire sees, so it could have been a little bit lower than what the call is supposed to be, as the 3-0 comes in and it's a ball 4.
Yeah, that 2-0 pitch looked low to me. But then again, it was close enough that if he called it a strike, it wouldn't have been a bad call. And if he called it a ball, again, was a borderline pitch, so it could have gone either way.
Right.
But now that the 2-0 was a ball, the 3-0 is also a ball, and Justin Akal gets on first base with a walk. So the Purceville Cannons starting out this inning exactly how they wanted to. The top of the ninth, even though that they're down 4-1, they do start off with a runner on first base and nobody out, with Brady draw ball coming to the dish, and he takes strike one from Sean Munoz as he sets already very quickly. He deals the 0-1 over there for a strike. Draw ball, did not like the call, but now it's 0-2. He will have to battle here as Sean Munoz comes set and deals the 0-2. The runner's off to second base. The throw by Brody Popple is not going to be in time as the runner does advance to second base, but Sean Munoz picking up a big strike out and out number one here on the Purceville Cannons. So now 2 outs away from a victory for the Front Royal Cardinals, as it looks like Sean Munoz is going to be taken out of this ball game as someone from the pen looks to be coming in, and Clint Marsh does signal over the bullpen. So Clint Marsh taking out his reliever Sean Munoz here, and he did well, 2 1/3 innings, not giving up a run at 40 pitches already. So he'll be done for the night, and we will introduce the next pitcher after the break. So thank you for those of you guys listening in on the Front Royal Examiner YouTube Live and the Stretch Internet Radio Network. We'll come back to you in the top of the fourth. Cardinals up 4-1 with 1 out here over the Purceville Cannons.
You're listening to Cardinals Baseball on StretchInternet.com and the Royal Examiner, affiliates of the Front Royal Cardinals Radio Network.
Welcome to Hazard Mill Farms, located in the beautiful Appalachian foothills of Virginia. The farm offers lodging, a retreat center, and catering. We also offer a wide range of outdoor activities and recreation. Located on the banks of the Shenandoah River, we invite you to enjoy many river activities, swimming, tubing, and canoeing. We provide many options for your wedding and other events. If you want a peaceful place to relax, spend time with family, simply enjoy the beauty of the surrounding area, or host a killer event, Hazard Mill Farms is the perfect place for you. All of our rental spaces are available for your special event. Visit hazardmillfarm.com to reserve today.
The Knights of Columbus. Catholic men building a bridge back to faith. There's much work to be done in this world. Good work, necessary work. And that's what the Knights do every day. Assisting the sick and disabled. Protecting those who can't protect themselves. Whether they are next door or halfway around the world, this is the journey we are on. Our path. We do it to be better husbands, fathers, sons, neighbors, and Catholics. We invest our time, our effort, and our resources into our values: charity, unity, fraternity, patriotism. We come from many places and backgrounds and stages in our lives, but we are all of one faith. It's one thing to say who you are, it's another to live, to put your values into action. That's what we do at the Knights of Columbus. That's who we are.
A special shout out to our friends at the Knights of Columbus for being half of the sponsoring duo this evening, as this evening's broadcast and game are presented to you by the Knights of Columbus and Christendom College. For more information on both, you can visit the Knights of Columbus at kofc.org. That is kofc.org. In the meantime, Brady draw ball coming up, and Sean Means coming into the game. Pitches strike one, or my apologies, Braden Kessie rather at the plate. Means does record strike one on the night, coming in with a 5.54 ERA, 13 innings under his belt, and 13 strikeouts. 0-1 is the count. Means deals. That one goes downstairs, ball one. But again, thank you to our friends at the Knights of Columbus. Again, more information on them at kofc.org and Christendom College at christendom.edu. That is CHRISTENDOM.edu. As Means looks back at second, got a 1-1 count on the next pitch with 1 out down. Here comes the pitch. Out was popped up, playable into the infield, and the catch is made by a running Riley Frost out number 2 is recorded. And as we like to say around these parts, especially when there's a win on the line, 2 down, 1 to go. That 1 to go could be the next batter up, Wyatt Miles. And all that Sean needs to do is to pick up strikeout number 14 on the season out of Wyatt Miles.
Yeah, Wyatt Miles coming into this ballgame 0 for 2 with a walk, ground ball to third, and a ground ball to first. Sean Means on the mound with 2 outs here. As this one's popped into center, looks to be playable and looks to be the game. And it is. Drew Bristow makes the play, and the Front Royal Cardinals get the win 4-1. So we will take a short break and go into the post-game analysis. We will see you in just a few moments. And thank you for those of you guys listening in and potentially tuning out before the post-game on the Front Royal Examiner live YouTube page and the Stretch Internet Radio Network.
Do you have plans for the 4th of July? Are you going to be in the town of Front Royal? What better way to spend your 4th of July weekend at Bing Crosby Stadium? The Front Royal Cardinals will host the Winchester Royals on Saturday, July 2nd at 7 p.m. The Cardinals will then host the Harrisonburg Turks in doubleheader action on Sunday, July 3rd at 4:30 and 7 o'clock. Make sure you're attending the game against the Harrisonburg Turks as we honor all of our hometown heroes, and we'll have fireworks following the second game. Sunday's doubleheader is presented to you by Cedarville Rowing Club, the town of Front Royal, and Lindsay Chevrolet. Tune in to the Front Royal Cardinals Radio Network 25 minutes before game time for pregame coverage of both games. Happy 4th of July, and go Cardinals!
I'm J.B. Howler, President and CEO of U.S. Inspect Group, the country's largest home inspection company. We operate nationally across 24 MSAs, and our 30-year-old brand has delivered 3 million inspections. The best real estate brokerages in the country love us because we help their real estate agents get deals closed faster, and we protect their customers. We have a proven business model and positive EBITDA. With new investors, new management, new board, and new products, our mission is to make home inspections as simple and painless as ordering an Uber.
This message is brought to you by US Inspect. For more information, find them online at usinspect.com.
We welcome you back to Bing Crosby Stadium, where the final score stands in the favor of the Front Royal Cardinals, 4-1. The Cardinals pick up their first win in 6 games, equivalating to 8 days that the Cardinals have not picked up a win on the last 8. And as we go into our play of the game that got the whole thing going, it is in fact the RBI that got things started off here for the Cardinals.
In those last few games, their highest run scoring game so far in those last 4 has been a 10 spot. As this one's poked to left field, it looks like they're sending Brody Popple. We will have it to play at the plate, and the throw is cut off. The ball gets away. It looks like Trent's going to get to second, and he does. So Brody Popple scores off the base hit to left by Trent Jeffcoat, who had.
And certainly that RBI that Trent Jeffcoat put on the board to get the Cardinals on the board certainly propelled them, or helped propel the momentum more towards them early on to help them win the game here. Because without that RBI, it most likely wouldn't have been a 2-0 game going into the top half of the second.
Yeah, and Bing Crosby Field has now turned into complete chaos as we let the little kids run the bases, and it started out single file. It started out calm and collective, and then all of them decided to just start running at the same time. So now we're filling up the field with little kids,
filling up the kids with a little field.
So the kids having a great time tonight. The Cardinals having a great time tonight as they take this one 4-1 on the heels of a Bryce Fisher win. I believe that is his first one of the season. Let me double check that before I say that for sure. Bryce Fisher does get his first win of the season, now improving his record to 1-3. So congrats to Bryce Fisher as he completes 6 innings, not giving up a single earned run, but he does give up an unearned run after a Trent Jeffcoat error earlier in the inning to allow the base runner to reach. And so he will get the win on the night. The save will go to Sean Means as he came in the ninth to shut it down with 2 outs and the Cardinals up by 3 runs. Sean Munoz pitching in between the two of them with 2 1/3 innings, not giving up a single run. So the Cardinals only giving up 1 run, and that one will be unearned. So good pitching night for the Front Royal Cardinals. And then the loss tonight will go to Brooks Capel. He will give up, I believe, 3 earned runs on the night. And the Cardinals 2 guy, John Doe, as we're calling him until we know his actual name, does allow the other earned run. So the Cardinals score 4, 2 in the first, 1 in the fourth, 1 in the fifth, and the Purceville Cannons score 1 in the 6th inning, allowing for a 4-1 victory for the Cardinals as they snap a 6-game losing streak, winning their 7th game of the year, improving to 7-14 on the season, and dropping the Purceville Cannons to 7-12 as the Cardinals did beat the Cannons 15-9 on the first night of the season here at Bing Crosby Stadium. So very nice night for the Cardinals and very nice night for these fans as they had a lot of fun here watching the Cardinals win a game for the first time in a little over a week, and just a packed night, so a lot of energy throughout the stadium. So it was a great night to be here at Bing Crosby Stadium. Another great night to come to Bing Crosby Stadium is the 2nd of July and the 3rd of July, as on the 3rd of July, the Harrisburg Turks are coming into town for a doubleheader against the Cardinals. That will also be Hometown Heroes Night, where there will be free admission and free fireworks. Can't get much better than that. So the fireworks will come on after the end of the second game. Hopefully the Cardinals can maintain a little bit of a winning streak, as the next time we see them here will be Saturday, July 2nd. But I believe they will play 3 games in between now and then. So hopefully they come off of the heels of this win with a little bit of energy and momentum going into the next game and win for the second time in, I believe, 3 nights, as they play on June 29th. Their next game is against the Strasburg Express at Strasburg. They then play at Strasburg again the following night, June 30th, which is a rain makeup date. And then they will play the Purceville Cannons at Purceville July 1st on Friday. So June 29th, June 30th, and July 1st, the Cardinals play away back-to-back days, hoping to maintain a little bit of a winning streak coming into July 2nd against the Winchester Royals.
Again, the Cardinals will not have a home game here in the confines of Bing Crosby Stadium until this weekend on the 2nd. They will host the Winchester Royals here for a rematch from earlier on in this season, and looking to pick up a win here over them and keep the home win streak going now, as they've just snapped their 6-game losing skid here over a span of 8 days. Again, Saturday, July 2nd is the next time you can see the Cardinals at home, followed by Sunday, July 3rd for the doubleheader against the Harrisonburg Turks here in Bing Crosby Stadium, the first time since the 2019 season here in Bing Crosby. 4:30, and now point streak is saying 6:30, but it's most likely going to be more towards a 7 o'clock start time for that second game. And again, if you don't have a reason to come now, make sure you come just to watch the fireworks after the game. They're saying 9:10 or 9:20 is when those will start, most likely right after the game. And the Cardinals will again have 2 road games at Strasburg in back-to-back days on Wednesday the 29th and Thursday the 30th before opening a new month at Purceville at Fireman's Field with a start time at 7 o'clock. Once again, come on out on the 2nd and 3rd here at Bing Crosby Stadium for Cardinals baseball, again, especially the 3rd, as we will honor our hometown heroes. That game is sponsored by Cedarville Rotary Club, the town of Front Royal, and Lindsay Chevrolet. And there is also free admission and fireworks at the conclusion of the game. The Front Royal Cardinals like to thank our 2022 sponsors, the Wines Family and Wines Bookkeeping, the Town of Front Royal, Warren County Government, Cedarville Rowing Club, Midway Service Center and Towing, Dominion Health and Fitness, Culligan Water, Hazards Mill Farms, the Brody Michael Foundation, Card My Yard Front Royal, Kenny Sports Shop, Woods Cove Assisted Living, Green to Ground, U.S. Inspect, Lindsay Chevrolet, TLC Settlements, Reaching Out Now, the Front Royal Little League, and this evening's sponsorship duo, the Knights of Columbus and Christendom College. You can find more information about the Knights of Columbus at kofc.org and Christendom College at Christendom, CHRISTENDOM.edu. Front Royal Cardinals baseball presented to you on the air by StretchInternet.com and the Royal Examiner, the affiliates of the Front Royal Cardinals radio network. This live stream is copyrighted by the Front Royal Cardinals, the Valley Baseball League, and all of our affiliates of the Front Royal Cardinals radio network. The use of any copyrighted material in all forms of media without the expressed written consent of the aforementioned is strictly prohibited. You can find all game and player stats from tonight's game and all games in the 2022 season by visiting the Valley League's website at valleyleaguebaseball.com. You can follow the Cardinals all season long on their social media platforms. You can find them on Twitter at FR Cardinals, on Facebook by searching Front Royal Cardinals, and on Instagram at Front Royal Cardinals. And once again, your final score here from Bing Crosby Stadium. The Cardinals are victorious over the Purceville Cannons 4-1, snapping a 6-game losing skid over a span of 8 days. From Bing Crosby Stadium alongside Matthew Wiseman, this is Cameron Whalen saying so long, at least for me, until the 9th. Matthew will pick things up on the 2nd for you.